So this is the first class for ACCA knowledge level, CIMA operational level, and FMAA CMA US. What we are going to cover? The syllabus. What is included in the syllabus? What are slightly different parts for CIMA and ACCA for FMAA? How we are going to complete, which material to refer, how to book the exam, how you need to study, what will be your duration of study, and then we will start discussing the syllabus content one by one. Normally, up till now, when I used to teach the ACCA and CIMA, then ACCA FA subject and MA subject I used to teach separately. Separately in the sense, first I teach, suppose, FA for 3 to 4 months, and then for MA 3 to 4 months. Similarly in CIMA, first I teach 3 to 4 months P1, then 3 to 4 months F1. This is the first time. Now we are going to study ACCA FA MA together and CIMA P1 F1 together. So the duration which we are going to take for completing these things is around 5 months. December, Jan, Feb, March, April, around May first week, second week, around May 10th. My target is to finish both FA and MA or CIMA P1 F1 by around May. The reason is simple that I think even though if I am taking the one single subject class, then also I have realized that those who want to study, they will study. Those who don't want to study, they will not study. So sometime we will be studying FA, sometime MA. I will say that in the class, don't WhatsApp me for the sir aaj MA padhenge ki FA padhenge. I will say in the class, if you are there in the live class, very well. If you are not there, then you can see the recordings. You will be able to get that what I am going to teach, because मैंने भी कुछ decide ऐसे किया नहीं है कि भाई मैं इतना ये दिन. I will carry on both the things together, because we say that this is basic knowledge of accounting, management accounting and all that. In ACCA, FA and MA exams are separate. In CIMA, generally the students are not giving P1, F1, E1 exams. They are giving only the case study exam. And in FMAA, that is CMA US FMAA, IMA Institute FMAA, the exams for FMA is not separate, it is combined. So FMAA student will give only one exam. ACCA student will give FMA exam separately. And CIMA student don't need to give the exam for P1 and F1. They need to give exam only for the case study. For CIMA students, some basic knowledge about F1, P1 will be good for managing case study. But I have taught so many students in operational case study in CIMA. And so many students passed the case study exam without studying P1, even F1. In detail, they have not studied. They followed the instructions and they cleared the case study in one go. So as such, very detailed study of E1, P1 and F1 for CIMA case study is not required. The CIMA case study class is also tomorrow at around 3:30 p.m. It is free class. You can attend that. You will understand what I want to communicate. Why that the E1, P1, F1, very detailed study is not required. I'm not discussing that today very detailed. That tomorrow class will be only for the CIMA students. It's a free class for all over the world like today's class. You can attend that and you will understand why that I'm saying detailed study of E1, P1, F1 is not required. But abhi for the time being in this class, in this batch, I'm not discussing your क्यों नहीं पढ़ना है वगैरह वगैरह. Abhi we are going through the E1, P1, I mean to say F1, P1 and in CIMA, in ACCA, FAMA, and then in FMAA, the, what do you say? The FMAA, the syllabus content. So first of all, going to the syllabus of all the 3 courses so that anybody should not think that sir को जानबूझ के टाइम बचाना इसलिए साथ में पढ़ा रहे हैं वगैरह वगैरह. ऐसा कुछ है नहीं. जो मेरे को पढ़ाना है FA में वो ACCA FA में भी पढ़ाना है, CIMA F1 में भी पढ़ाना है और FMAA में भी पढ़ाना है. क्या डिफरेंसेस है मैं शॉर्ट में तैयार किया हूं, आप लोग को दिखा रहा हूं. आप धीरे धीरे समझते जाइए. अभी आप कोई डाउट रेज मत करिए. डोंट रेज एनी डाउट. गिव मी सम टाइम, at least around 1 hour. After 1 hour, whatever your doubts, we will clear and then we start studying. Abhi bhi study chali rahe because the student go on asking these things 20 times. Better that you focus one time only. First of all, suppose we go into FMA. IMA FMA program, Financial and Managerial Accounting Associate, FMAA. Okay. You can say that specifically this is the first class for FMAA. ये FMAA का फर्स्ट क्लास है भाई. FMAA पहले हमने नहीं पढ़ाया है. पहले हम ACC FAMA पढ़ाते थे. CIMA P1 F1 पढ़ाया है, लेकिन FMAA की क्लासेस पहली बार ले रहे हैं. तो FMAA CMA US का जो माने IMA इंस्टीट्यूट का जो FMAA है, it's a one single exam of 2 hours, pure multiple choice, 80 questions will be there, 300 marks. For passing, you need to score 200 marks. That means 66.67%. Normally, we are saying that a student should have a target that they should be able to do 75% questions correct. Out of 300, 75% will be coming approximately 225. So the tension of scoring 200 marks will not be there. And it's pure multiple choice question. One question, 4 option. You need to select one. Second question, 4 option and all that. In syllabus, there are 5 sections, which is FAMA combined. There is no separate FAMA syllabus combined. The first section is General Accounting and Financial Management. The second section is Financial Statement Preparation. I will say this is FA, Financial Accounting. The third section is Planning and Budgeting. The fourth section is Cost Management and Performance Matrix, which I will say P1. And the last section is Professional Ethics. A and B part is Financial Accounting. C and D part is Management Accounting. And E part is Ethics. I have prepared here for A part, the accounting part is basically what is the purpose of accounting, the basic concepts of accounting, double entry concepts, then elements of financial statement, assets, liability, income, expenses, internal control. This is I have written is only for FMAA student. This is not there in CIMA and ACCA course in knowledge level. This is there in CIMA ACCA later, but एक थोड़ा सा part है जो FMAA student के लिए अलग है. Then the working capital, receivable, payable, inventory, cash accounting. These they are saying that party. Then part B they are saying the financial statement preparation and the analysis. Assets, liability, income statement accounting, fixed assets, non-current assets, depreciation and all that. The financial statement analysis, ratio analysis, all these things are there in part B. Different types of transactions they are accounting. This A and B is financial accounting. Then for C, they are saying budgeting, preparation of budgets, the purpose of budgeting, which is in ACCA CIMA, is management accounting part in CIMA P1 and in ACCA, in CIMA, in ACCA MA. Cost and management performance matrix, which is 25%, which focus on different types of cost, their behavior, performance measurement, then variance calculations, budgeting is there in C. D is basically performance measurement. And then E part is ethics and fraud, and the IMA statement on ethics practices. This part is again for IMA students extra. For FMAA student, this is extra portion. Now if we go for ACCA, in financial accounting, group accounting is extra. That is not there in FMAA, that is there in CMA, in CMA course, not in the foundation FMAA course. But for ACCA student in financial accounting, group accounting part is there, that is extra. For both ACCA and MA and CIMA P1, there are extra management accounting part. One is data source, average, mean, median, mode, some statistics, forecasting, time series and all that. That is data and data analysis. Alternative costing, which is activity-based costing, then throughput costing, target costing, those things are extra. And then long-term investment appraisal. Long-term investment appraisal is basically you are investing in a project and you will be getting the money in 5-6 years. Only ACCA MA. This part is not there in case of CIMA students and FMAA students. This is only there for ACCA MA. Similarly, this is only there for, as I have written, only for ACCA FA. This part is only for ACCA FA. That means for FA, ACCA, FA and MA student, there is group accounting and there is long-term investment appraisal, which is not there for CIMA student, which is not there for FMAA students. The alternative costing data analysis is for CIMA, ACCA common, but that is not there for FMAA students. And similarly, in FMAA, there are two areas. One is internal control, one is IMA statement of ethical practices. These are separate for FMAA students. सब मिला के ये MA, FA, मैनेजमेंट अकाउंटिंग, फाइनेंशियल अकाउंटिंग के सभी कोर्सेस में सिलेबस है. बेसिकली सब बेसिक लेवल पे बात कर रहे हैं. व्हाट इज फाइनेंशियल अकाउंटिंग, मैनेजमेंट अकाउंटिंग, द बेसिक डिस्कशन, द बेसिक डबल एंट्री कॉन्सेप्ट, अकाउंटिंग, लेजर, जर्नल, ट्रायल बैलेंस, समराइजेशन ऑफ अकाउंट्स, पीएल अकाउंट, बैलेंस शीट, बजटिंग, variance, cost analysis, cost, nature of cost, behavior of cost, some basic type of costing methods, some ethics and all that, and then here and there some 1 or 2% extra. So when I will be teaching this when I will be teaching for FMAA students the internal control and professional ethics, I will not call ACC and CIMA students. I will say in the class in the beginning only that next day the class will be for internal control and statement of ethical practices. So ACCA CIMA student don't need to attend. Similarly, when I will be teaching group accounts and long-term investment appraisal, I will be asking CIMA and CMA student, that is FMAA student, not to join the class because not required. And when I will be teaching alternative costing and data analysis, then I will not be asking FMAA student to attend those classes. These all these things which are slightly here and there extra, I will take at the end. My target is to finish by mid of April, by 28th of April, all the common areas. Then maybe one class extra for FMAA for ethics and this, the 2 to 3 classes extra for ACCA students. And there is common classes of 2 classes extra alternative costing and data analysis for ACCA CIMA students. So the syllabus, I will finish the common area by mid of April, by around 28th of April. And then some extra classes which are different portion there that I will finish in next 15-20 days. So everybody should target that we will be giving exams, FMAA students in the month of May. Their exams are in May, June. They can target for May or June exam. The ACCA students and CIMA student exams are on-demand exam. You can give the exam whenever you are ready. For CIMA, normally FMAA exam, P1 F1 exam not to be given. Only the case study exam. The case study exam happens 4 times in a year. And I'm going to teach the case study for CIMA from tomorrow for February exam. So if you are going to go for the case study exam, you should be attending the tomorrow classes which I will be taking. For giving CIMA case study exam, even P1 F1, very detailed knowledge is not required. Students are passing the exams for case study without studying even P1 F1, very detailed. Basic knowledge is always advisable. That can be covered in the case study classes. This is, you can say, the syllabus content. For the syllabus, what are the materials we are going to refer? What material you should be using? My advice, rest is your choice, bhai. मेरे को कोई जबरदस्ती नहीं है. Sorry. You can say ACCA FA, then ACCA MA, ACCA FA. When you go, you will find the different sets of materials. In that, the students should refer the Kaplan exam kit, the Kaplan study text. And that too also for the current year 24-25. Even the CIMA students should be using these material only because in CIMA ACCA, the areas are common. Some areas are not there in CIMA. That is there. But ACCA में तो वो area है, तो आप वो area ignore कर दीजिए. तो ACCA CIMA should use this. The ACCA FMAA material already given to all of you, not given, whatever. I will give after the class the Google Drive link again. Don't worry. For FMAA and for ACCA CIMA also, these are the class notes which I always be using in the class. And you will find that in the class notes, all the explanations of the entire topic, discussion are all there. You should refer this for theory purpose, for solving questions. You should refer the exam kit. Even for FMAA students, I will say that even for ACCA CIMA also, I will share these write-up also shared by, what do you say? Shared by the IMA Institute. These I will share with all of you regularly when I will be doing these in the classes. What I mean to say that the materials, one is the question bank of Kaplan, one is the material offered by IMA, one is my class slides. Students should refer that. But you want to refer any other thing, I don't have a problem. You can ask questions from any part of the world. I don't have issue. But request, when I'm teaching something and you want to refer other books also, then do the questions from that book at that time only. Not that when the course is finished and you start doing those questions at the end. This is not a proper study. अगर आपको दूसरी किताब रेफर करनी है, you want to refer, you should refer that book together with our classes, together with the topic, so that later on when you do, you are doing revision. Not that you are doing fresh time study from a new material. Because every book has a copyright rule. Not a single book can copy paste the write-up from one book to another book. That's not allowed. So सबको अपना अपना English बना रहे हैं, they are making the language. That doesn't mean that the concepts are different. So normally, as per my understanding, my experience is, we should refer one material, so that we read that material one time, two times, thrice, we understand better in place of studying from 20 places. But as somebody will take it otherwise, sir क्यों बोल रहे हैं भाई, तुम्हारी जो मर्जी है तुम करो, मेरे को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, आपको जो मटेरियल दुनिया में मिले रेफर करो, जो क्वेश्चन पूछना है पूछो, I don't have an issue. My advice, I have said. So all the materials which is there will be shared with you with the Google Drive. Google Drive से आपके पास शेयर किया जाएगा, और वो मटेरियल जो शेयर किया जाएगा आप उसको रेफर करेंगे. गूगल ड्राइव जब मिलेगा, मटेरियल डाउनलोड करके डेस्कटॉप में सेव कर लीजिए, सो दैट लेटर ऑन यू डोंट नीड टू आस्क अगेन एंड अगेन, आई लॉस्ट द मटेरियल, आई लॉस्ट द मेल, आई डिड दैट. ये सब नहीं करी. एडवाइस है कि एक बार में सीरियस बनना है और जो आपको बोला जाए उन बातों को माने. रिक्वेस्ट, और तो ज्यादा नहीं कर सकते भाई. अब है एग्जाम बुकिंग. Before exam booking, the eligibility or the cost for doing CIMA, ACCA, CMA in very short. ACCA, there are total 13 exams in 3 levels: knowledge level, skill level, professional level. Knowledge level में these subjects FA, MA and BT comes. These FA, MA, BT exams to be given by undergraduates, that is 11th and 12th standard, or maybe those who are doing the ACCA course at 8th, 9th or 10th standard. Because ACCA का एंट्री लेवल के लिए कोई एज नहीं है. You can start the ACCA at whatever age you are ready. You will be going in FIA route. FIA route means foundation route. Foundation in accounting, FIA route. Students have a confusion in the market कि मेरा 12th क्लास हुआ, मेरा मैथ्स में इतना नंबर नहीं आया, मेरा इंग्लिश में नहीं आया, अकाउंट्स में नहीं आया, whether I am eligible for ACCA or not. Here you are fully eligible. I say this in every batch in the first class. Nobody see the video, nobody understand. ACCA के लिए आपका 12th क्लास होना जरूरी ही नहीं है. You join ACCA in class 8 ना. Who is stopping you? You will be going through FIA route, foundation in accounting route. And in that FIA route, the subject's name in place of FA, FFA, Foundation in Financial Accounting, in place of MA, FMA, Finance Foundation in Management Accounting, the name is FIA, FFA, FBT, FMA. The syllabus is same. And once you pass these 3 subjects, you will be transferred to ACCA route, where you need to give a skill level and professional level exam. If you are 12 pass out, you have scored in, what I should say, in maths, English and accounts, any 2 subjects out of 3, 65% marks, then you are straight away going to ACCA route. And in ACCA, you need to give exam for FA, MA and BT. FA, MA and BT. But if you have not scored in 12th standard 65% marks in maths, English and accounts, any two, or you were not even 12th pass out, you were 10 pass out, 8 pass out, 9 pass out, you are still able to do ACCA by the FIA route, where you need to give the same exam as FFA, FBT, FMA. And after clearing these exams, you will be transferred to ACCA main course, where you need to give skill level and professional level exam. So in ACCA, knowledge level 3 exam, that knowledge level for some student is ACCA, and that knowledge level for some student is FIA. Doesn't matter. Exam आपको knowledge level का 3 ही देना है. Then skill level 6 exam, professional level 4 exam. And for all 13 exams, you need to give exam fees to the institute. You need to give annual subscription. If you join training classes, you need to pay for the training classes. That's the total cost. Total cost will be coming of doing ACCA, all 13 exams and all that. If you do through Saraf Academy, then including institute charges, training classes, 3.6 to 3.8 lakh. I'm talking about in today's monetary term. Today, you are not paying the entire money. You will be paying this money in a duration of around 3 years. तो थोड़ा बहुत इन्फ्लेशन भी होगा, हम फीस बढ़ाएंगे, इंस्टीट्यूट बढ़ाएगा. फॉर दैट रीजन आई एम टेकिंग 3.6 to 3.8 लाख. 20,000 मैंने पहले ही बढ़ा दिया है. आज के दिन 3.6 लाख ही आ रहा है. अब 20,000 और जोड़ दीजिए कि दो कुछ चीज बढ़ गया, एग्जाम फीस बढ़ गया, थोड़ा ट्रेनिंग फीस बढ़ गया. 3.6 to 3.8 lakh is the total cost. And you will be able to complete the course in 3 years. Regular study of 2 hours each must. If you are a CIMA student, as I said, for CIMA student, the E1 P1 F1 exam not to be given. There is a route called FLP route. And in the FLP route, you need to give in all the levels only the case study exam. For E1 P1 F1, you need to solve the assignments, multiple choice questions on institute platform, which is not an exam, which is just a formality. You will be completing those assignments, then you will be giving operational case study exam. Similarly, in management level, you will be solving E2, P2, F2 and management case study exam. That means exam is only 3 at 3 levels. These subjects assignment you need to solve. And these subjects have some application in the case study exam. So ये subjects आपको पढ़ना है assignment solve करने के लिए और थोड़ा सा case study में इसका use है. मैंने यहाँ पर link दिया. I have taken a webinar just around 15-20 days back. This webinar link, YouTube link I have given. The CIMA student can see this webinar and they will understand the entire curriculum of CIMA. Similarly, for ACCA student, I took the webinar and that webinar video, the link is given here. Once after the class, I will share this slide. Then you will get the link. You can put this link on the YouTube. Just simply put this link on YouTube. YouTube में जाके ये link डालिए आप, सीधा सीधी वीडियो मिल जाएगा. Let's start. ठीक है? This is the webinar which I took some days back. I don't remember, 15-20 days back. आपकी webinar देखेंगे, पूरा knowledge आपको हो जाएगा. For CIMA ACCA both, the webinar which I took, the video detail is given. You can go there and this. Around 1 year back, I don't remember, I think last year around April around. Generally, the student regularly comes, sir, मेरा 10th पास हुआ है, मेरा 8 हुआ है, मेरा 9 हुआ है, सर मेरा 11th में है, मेरा अभी 12th हुआ है, सर मेरे को क्या करना चाहिए, नहीं करना चाहिए, what are the opportunities and all that. I took just a 40 minutes webinar in which I discussed what are the, not only ACCA CIMA, there are many opportunities. मैंने सारा उसमें डिस्कस किया था. आप वो वेबिनार देख सकते हो. If you are class 10, 12, you are puzzled. If you are class 8 student puzzled है, क्या करना है, तो आप कर सकते हो. देन उसके बाद जब आप एग्जाम बुक करोगे, ACCA का एग्जाम, ACCA वेबसाइट, CIMA एग्जाम, CIMA वेबसाइट एंड FMAA एग्जाम, FMAA वेबसाइट, है ना, तीनों के वेबसाइट पे जाना है. ACCA का एग्जाम बुक करने के लिए मैंने ये लिंक वेबसाइट से लिया है. When you put this link, you see the link is working. ये लिंक में एक वीडियो है, ACCA इंस्टीट्यूट ने वीडियो डाला है, चुपचाप से वीडियो देखिए. This is not a 5-hour video, just 5-10 minutes video. See this video. वीडियो देखेंगे तो वीडियो में सारा बताया हुआ, भैया एग्जाम बुक करने के लिए आपको करना क्या है, कैसे एग्जाम बुक होएगा फॉर ACCA knowledge level. It's a on-demand exam. Every day the exams are held. There is no date. आपकी जब मर्जी है आप एग्जाम दीजिए, जब आप प्रिपेयर्ड एग्जाम बुक करिए। आप इस लिंक पे जाके वीडियो देखेंगे। ये दूसरा लिंक है, ये मैंने वापस से वेबसाइट पे लिया, आई एम नॉट अगेन गोइंग ऑन द वेबसाइट। इस लिंक पे जाके आपको फॉर्म वगैरह भरना चालू करना, अपना नाम लिखना है, अपना एसीसीए का रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर लिखना है, वहां पर सेलेक्ट करना है वेदर यू आर इन एफआईए रूट, वेदर यू आर इन नॉर्मल रूट। एफआईए रूट में एफएफए, एफएमए, और नॉर्मल रूट में एमए एफए सब्जेक्ट का नाम आएगा, भरना है। वंस यू फिल अप द फॉर्म एंड ऑल दैट, then they will be asking a system test, because the students generally giving exams for ACCA CIMA sitting in home। तो उसका जो सिस्टम टेस्ट है, ये सिस्टम टेस्ट करने के लिए ये है। आप इसको डालेंगे, अपना जिस भी कंप्यूटर से एग्जाम देंगे उसको चलाएंगे, नेक्स्ट 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 करते जाएंगे, सिस्टम टेस्ट हो जाएगा। मान लीजिए सिस्टम टेस्ट अप्रूव नहीं होता है, दैट मीन्स दैट मशीन इज नॉट सुटेबल फॉर गिविंग द एग्जाम। आपको दूसरा लैपटॉप या कंप्यूटर लेना होगा, बोलेगा नहीं है, कोई टेक्निकल पर्सन, मेरे से नहीं, आई एम नॉट हार्डवेयर सॉफ्टवेयर पर्सन, कोई टेक्निकल पर्सन से कनेक्ट करिए, वो 5 मिनट में ठीक कर देगा कि हाउ कैन यू गिव एग्जाम फ्रॉम द सेम मशीन ओनली। फिर उसके बाद जब आप एग्जाम बुक करेंगे, मैंने पूरा स्टेप लिख दिया है भाई, फिल अप द एग्जाम फॉर्म विद द लिंक, मेक द पेमेंट, शेड्यूल योर एग्जाम। पेमेंट करने के बाद वहां पर आएगा कि आप एग्जाम किस दिन, कितना तारीख, कितना बजे देना चाहते हो, दीजिए। बिफोर 3-4 डेज ऑफ द एग्जाम आपको एक की मिलेगा इंस्टीट्यूट से, उस की को आपको रन करना पड़ेगा, देन यू विल बी एबल टू स्टार्ट योर एग्जाम। अगर आपको की वगैरह नहीं मिला, कुछ गड़बड़ हुआ एग्जाम देते वक्त घर से, तो मैंने लिख दिया है भाई, चुपचाप से इंस्टीट्यूट को मेल करना at students@eccaglobal.com with CC to us। मेल में रजिस्टर्ड मेल आईडी से मेल करेंगे, and you will be writing the issue which you are facing while giving the exam from home। they will rectify, they will allow you to give exam again without any charges, no tension of money going। मान लीजिए इंटरनेट चला गया, कुछ भी हो गया, you can give exam by sitting in home, and if the problem arises during the exam they will take the exam again। all exam ACCA CIMA CMA all exams are 2 hours, सब 2 घंटे का एग्जाम है। सीमा का एग्जाम 1.5 hour, सॉरी 90 मिनट्स, बट एसीसी एफएम डबल एग्जाम आर ऑल 2 hours एग्जाम, और आपको पूरा का पूरा क्वेश्चन 2 घंटे में सॉल्व करना है। सी एफएम डबल एग्जाम इन एग्जाम सेंटर ओनली, बट एसीसी सीमा एग्जाम कैन बी गिवन बाय सिटिंग इन होम। आई जनरली प्रेफर कि घर पे बैठकर शांति से एग्जाम दो, कोई टेंशन नहीं है, रूम शुड बी क्लोज, यू कांट गो आउट, नोबडी कैन कम इन। जो जो लिंक मैंने यहां पर दिया है वो लिंक को यूज करना है और जाना है। बोलेगा सर सीमा, सीमा का जो प्लेटफॉर्म है, दोज हु आर रजिस्टर्ड स्टूडेंट, सीमा एफएलपी प्लेटफॉर्म ऑलरेडी द टैब इज देयर, वहां पर आप जाके एग्जाम बुक कर सकते हैं। बिकॉज फॉर सीमा यू डोंट नीड टू पे एग्जाम फीस सेपरेटली, दे आर चार्जिंग द बंडल फीस एज एन एनुअल सब्सक्रिप्शन दैट इंक्लूड एग्जाम फीस एंड एवरीथिंग। तो वो जो सॉफ्टवेयर उनका है, उनका जो प्लेटफॉर्म है, वहीं पर यू क्लिक द एग्जाम, बुकिंग एग्जाम, इट विल बुक, यू सेलेक्ट द डेट, शेड्यूल एंड ऑल दैट। घर से एग्जाम देना अलाउड है, एग्जाम सेंटर में भी। फॉर एफएम डबल ए स्टूडेंट you need to go on the institute website and book the exam। institute का website कौन सा है भाई? IMA.net और net dot whatever, IMA.net, IMA home, ठीक है। IMA का वेबसाइट आ गया, वेबसाइट में हम लोग को जाना है करियर, करियर में वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट FMAA सर्टिफिकेशन में चले जाते हैं। FMAA सर्टिफिकेशन में गए, इनरोल करना है इंस्टीट्यूट के साथ, इनरोल करने के बाद एग्जाम बुक करना है। नॉर्मली एज आई सेड इन FMAA इफ यू इनरोल फ्रॉम द वेबसाइट द चार्जेस विल बी $299, but if you register through Saraf Academy, I will give you link, then the charges will be $50 less। So you should save your money। आप यहां से रजिस्टर नहीं करोगे, हम आपको लिंक देंगे, वहां से रजिस्टर करोगे, $50 बचेगा, और उसके बाद उसमें एग्जाम फीस वगैरह सब इंक्लूडेड है, आपको अलग से कोई एग्जाम फीस पे नहीं करना है। इट्स दैट सिंपल। एंड द सिलेबस व्हिच आई सेड, मैं वापस यहां नहीं जा रहा, आई मीन टू से दैट सबका अपना अपना वेबसाइट पे सब इंफॉर्मेशन है। अच्छा 1 सेकेंड, और FMAA प्रोग्राम, advisable book from the link which we will give. जब आप बुकिंग करेंगे आप हम लोग को बोलेंगे, मेल करेंगे, हम लोग आपका बुकिंग करवा देंगे, आपको टेंशन नहीं लेना है. यू विल सेव $50. डोंट वेस्ट योर मनी. यू विल सेव $50. ठीक है. You can see that this is the process to book exam and all that. For CIMA student, I am not showing anything because I don't have your platform, because I don't have ID password of any student. When you register with the CIMA Institute in the FLP platform, there is a tab exam. You select OCS, MCS, SCS, whichever is there, book the exam, no payment to be done because payment is already done annual subscription wise. As I said, we will not be taking now. This will be around, I will say, 35 to 40 classes. 35 to 40 classes of 2.5 hours each. So it will be around 100 hours. And the self-study will be of around 100 hours. Because FMA दोनों है, 200 घंटे करीब पढ़ाई करनी है. आप दिसंबर 15 दिन पकड़ लीजिए, जैन, फेब, मार्च, अप्रैल, मई पकड़ लीजिए, मई मिड तक. So it is 5 months. 5 months means around 150 days. 150 days, 200 hours. Every day it is not coming to 2 hours also. Even though you are not a brilliant student, you are a normal student, average student, तो भी 2 घंटा से ज्यादा पढ़ना नहीं है. तो अगर आपको इससे ज्यादा देर लग रहा है, मतलब आप खिलवाड़ कर रहे हैं, you are not studying, you don't want to grow, then there is no solution. Always attend the live classes. That is my advice. Because if you attend the live class, the feeling will be much better. ये सब कहानीबाजी करके फायदा नहीं है. मेरा ऑफिस है, मेरा ये है, वो है. आप अगर मैनेज करना चाहें कर सकते हैं, नहीं कर सकते अगर, तो क्लास का टाइमिंग यही है भाई, चेंज नहीं होएगा. मंडे थर्सडे 3:30, मंडे थर्सडे 3:30 to 6 o'clock, 5-10 मिनट इधर उधर. We will have the class on, this is today Monday, again Thursday, Monday, Thursday classes चलेंगे. 2.5 hours approx, maybe sometime 10-20 minutes more or less. Normally I take approximately 2.5 hours. Don't take any printout, study on screen. All the exams are computer based, ACCA, CIMA, FMAA. So don't take any printout, don't use pen and paper, on screen study करना है. लाइव क्लास अटेंड करेंगे, लाइव के बाद उसका रिकॉर्डिंग करेंगे. मैंने लिखा है मस्ट. लाइव क्लास करने के बाद भी रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं करेंगे, प्रॉब्लम होएगा. आफ्टर डूइंग द रिकॉर्डिंग, व्हाटएवर सॉल्व्ड इन द क्लास, डू सॉल्यूशन ऑन योर ओन. जो क्लास में कराया गया रिकॉर्डिंग के बाद फिर करिए उसको. आपने लाइव किया, रिकॉर्डिंग किया, अब इसको फिर करिए. होएगा नहीं, बिकॉज फिर से गड़बड़ होएगा. जब आप ध्यान देंगे फिर होगा. देन यू सॉल्व अदर क्वेश्चन असाइनमेंट्स व्हिच आई एम गिविंग इन द क्लास एज अ होमवर्क. For before the next class, be ready with your doubts, with your everything. जो भी आपको पूछना है उसका मेल वगैरह भेजकर आप रेडी रहिए. डाउट पूछिए. आप डाउट पूछेंगे मतलब आप पढ़ रहे हैं, आप नहीं डाउट पूछेंगे मतलब आप नहीं पढ़ रहे हैं. So I will be taking class in a week 5 hours, 2.5 hours, and you will study maximum 10 hours. Maximum 7 दिन में 15 घंटा. 5 hours class, 10 hours self study, which is more than enough to score very good marks in exam and pass the exam. मॉक पेपर वगैरह के लिए ACCA का मैंने लिंक दे दिया, यहां जा सकते हैं. सीमा का मॉक पेपर जनरली सीमा के वेबसाइट नहीं, प्लेटफॉर्म में होता है. और FMAA का मॉक आपको हॉक मटेरियल से मिलेगा. Those who have taken FMAA classes with us, we will give you hawk ID and password. With that you will be able to do the mock papers there. ACCA का mock paper on the ACCA website, the links are given. CIMA mock paper on the CIMA platform, and FMAA mock paper on the FMAA material. मैंने ऐसे ही ACCA का लिंक केवल दिया है. आपको क्लास होते ही रिकॉर्डिंग मिल जाएगा. रिकॉर्डिंग के लिए कोई बोलना नहीं है. वंस द क्लास इज ओवर, बाय डिफॉल्ट यू विल गेट द रिकॉर्डिंग्स, इंटायर क्लास रिकॉर्डिंग. यू विल गेट द रिकॉर्डिंग विद इन 1 hour, half an hour only. रिकॉर्ड क्लास खत्म होते ही आई नीड टू जस्ट अपलोड दैट क्लास ऑन द सॉफ्टवेयर, which will take around 15-20 minutes. I am taking half an hour, आधा घंटा और जोड़ लीजिए. You don't need to request. रिकॉर्डिंग अपने आप आपको सॉफ्टवेयर में 1 घंटा बाद मिल जाएगा. आप रिकॉर्डिंग करेंगे तभी तो पढ़ेंगे ना, मैंने बोला. और अगर बाई चांस आपको रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं दिख रहा है, कोई टेक्निकल इश्यू वगैरह कुछ है, आप चुपचाप से यहाँ मेल डालेंगे. मेरे को मैसेज नहीं करेंगे, मेरे को मैसेज नहीं करेंगे, सर मेरे को रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं मिला, सर मेरे को मटेरियल नहीं मिला, सर क्लास है जाएगा, सर आज क्या पढ़ाएंगे. प्लीज रिक्वेस्ट. इन सब बातों के लिए मेरे को मैसेज नहीं करेंगे, मेल करेंगे, आपके पास सॉल्यूशन आ जाएगा। स्टाफ टीम है, वो लोग आपको अपने आप हेल्प करेंगे, लेकिन दे विल हेल्प यू ड्यूरिंग ऑफिस आवर। इफ यू आर मेलिंग इन द नाइट 8 PM, nobody is there in the office. If you are calling at these numbers आफ्टर 7 PM, nobody is there in the office. ये सब मोबाइल फोन ऑफिस में रखा हुआ है, घर पे नहीं ले जाते हैं वो लोग। तो आप अगर ऑड आवर में बात कर रहे हैं, आप मेल करके डाल के छोड़ दीजिए, दे विल रेक्टिफाई। आपको उनको कॉल करने का जरूरत नहीं है, मैंने नंबर लिखा है। मेरे को जब आप कॉल करेंगे, बोलेंगे केवल एक ही सूरत में, आप कुछ पढ़ रहे हैं, क्वेरी है, क्वेश्चन सॉल्व नहीं हो रहा, तब आप मेरे को कॉल करेंगे, व्हाट्सअप करेंगे। अगर मैं क्लास ले रहा हूं, मैं देख भी नहीं रहा आपका मैसेज, थोड़ा देर रुक जाइए, लेट मी फिनिश द क्लास, आई विल रिप्लाई। सोने के पहले आपको रिप्लाई जरूर करेंगे। जब मैं आपको रिप्लाई करूंगा, हो सकता है कि आप कुछ सिली डाउट पूछ रहे हैं, थोड़ा झाड़ भी दूं। झाड़ूंगा मतलब बोलूंगा आप ठीक से नहीं पढ़ रहे, आप ठीक से पढ़िए, पहले मेरा पढ़ाया हुआ समझिए, तब आपसे एक क्वेश्चन होगा, ये सब बात बोलूंगा। बिकॉज रीजन बीइंग दैट, आप अगर मैं आंसर अगर बोल भी दूंगा, इफ आई एम सेइंग द आंसर, देन ऑल्सो आपसे दूसरा क्वेश्चन होएगा नहीं। तो जब मैं कुछ जवाब दूंगा आपको, तो उस पर ध्यान देंगे। नॉट दैट आई एम योर एनिमी, आई एम योर ट्रस्ट। मैं आपका सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट आदमी हूं जिस पे आप ट्रस्ट कर सकते हैं। तो आपकी पढ़ाई में अगर गलती है, तो मैं आपको कुछ तो बोलूंगा ही ना। क्लास में है, क्लास में एंगेज होना है, डिस्कस करना है, बोलना है, बात करना है, ये नहीं कि चुपचाप बैठे रहना है। जो ग्रुप है आप लोग का बना हुआ है, ACCA का, सीमा का, सब अलग ग्रुप है। ग्रुप में और भी स्टूडेंट, एक दूसरे को दोस्त बनाइए। आप उनका नाम नहीं जानते, उसको मैसेज करिए, आई एम अशोक, what is your name, I am also in the Saraf classes, let's study together, let's help each other। अगर दूसरा को फ्रेंड बनना है, बोल देगा, नहीं बनना है, जयराम जी की क्या प्रॉब्लम है, व्हाट्स द इशू। बट किसी के साथ फ्रेंडशिप तो करेंगे ना। नहीं फ्रेंडशिप करेंगे तो कैसे प्रोसीड करेंगे यार। कुछ थोड़ा सा मोटिवेशन चाहिए होता है। सो इफ समबडी इज स्टडिंग बेटर देन यू विल गेट मोटिवेटेड। मैं तो क्लास में कर ही रहा हूं, लेकिन ग्रुप बनाने का पर्पस है कम्युनिटी डेवलपमेंट, कि आप एक दूसरा को जाने, समझे, ये बात करें। कोई कोई एग्जाम दे रहा है, नहीं हुआ, पहले किसके पहले कोई एग्जाम दिया था, क्या इश्यू आया था, वो आपको हेल्प कर देगा। हम लोग ग्रुप को ओपन एंडेड क्यों नहीं रखे हैं, सब कोई मैसेज करे, कोई बोलेगा बर्थडे, कोई बोलेगा जोक, दिस दैट, डिस्टर्ब हो जाएंगे हम लोग। फॉर दैट रीजन इन व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप ओनली वन वे कम्युनिकेशन, ओनली आई विल गिव द कम्युनिकेशन। आपको एक दूसरा से बात करना है, आपको एक दूसरा का दोस्त बनना पड़ेगा, और फिर अब बात करिए, कौन मना कर रहा है, नंबर्स तो वहां पर ही है। दिस इज, यू कैन से, the syllabus, how we are going to study, what we are going to study, which material to refer, how to book the exam, what is the syllabus content, then what do you say, what is the target to complete the syllabus, when the classes will be held, कहां पर जाकर मॉक पेपर्स वगैरह कर सकते हैं, कैसे पढ़ना है, क्लास लाइव करना, उसका रिकॉर्डिंग करना है, फिर से करना है, फिर उसके बाद एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने हैं, दैट ऑल द थिंग्स आर देयर। अगर फिर भी if I have not said anything, forgot to say, then please ask, I will reply, then we will proceed। और अशोक जी अगर आज नहीं पूछेंगे और बाद में पूछेंगे, बेटा डंडा मारूंगा यार, बोल दे रहा हूं कि सर क्या है, ये है, कहां से बुक होता है, ये सब जो पूछना है अभी पूछ लीजिए सर।
सर नो डाउट सर।
अभी डाउट नहीं है, बाद में तुम मेरे को इतना डिस्टर्ब करते हो ना। एक तो स्टूडेंट है जिसको कभी नहीं मेरा बात सुना, अशोक जी, 3 साल से कभी भी। जब तुम्हारा एग्जाम कैंसिल भी हुआ, सीमा से जो करना था मैंने कर दिया था, मैं क्या करूं यार, मेरे को थोड़ी ना पैसा आपको वापस देना, मैं क्या करूं। अभी रितीश जी का है, मैं क्या बात नहीं कर रहा इंस्टीट्यूट से, वो बोलते नहीं, उसके पहले मैं सीमा इंस्टीट्यूट से लगा हुआ हूं, रितीश, दैट हाउ कैन आई हेल्प यू। बट आप समझिए कि दे आर नॉट प्रकाश सराफ, दैट द थिंग्स विल बी डन इन सेकेंड्स। यहां पर 24 आवर हम तो यार देख रहे हैं ना। तो आप अगर कोई टेक्निकल क्वेरी या मेल डाल रहे हैं, तो मेरा टीम अपने आप देखेगा, नहीं देखेगा तो मैं हूं ना यार। मेरे को आप वैसे भी बोल दिए, मेल सबसे पहले मैं ही देखता हूं। जब मेल जरूरत होता है, हम लोग का आदत है मेल को स्टार कर देते हैं, कि टीम को बोल रहे हैं स्टार, जल्दी देखो जल्दी देखो, उसको याद दिला रहे हैं। कौन स्टार करता है? आई एम। इवन दो यू आर नॉट मैसेजिंग मी, बट आई नो एवरीथिंग व्हाट योर प्रॉब्लम्स आर देयर। आपको टेंशन नहीं लेना है, लेकिन आप मेरे को डायरेक्टली डिस्टर्ब मत करिए। क्लास नहीं चल रहा है, वीडियो नहीं है सर, नोट्स नहीं है, ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है सर, लिंक नहीं मिला, अरे यार माथा खराब कर देगा यार। बिकॉज इतना सारा स्टूडेंट को देखना है, काम का बात में डील करें, बेकाम का बात के लिए तो स्टाफ है ना यार। और कभी गलती हो सकता है, बाई चांस लिंक नहीं गया, आप मेल डालिए ना, लिंक मिल जाएगा यार। नहीं मिलेगा तो हम देखते हैं ना, आप मारिएगा डंडा। बोल दिया मैंने पिछले दिन भी अशोक जी, जब आप क्लास ज्वाइन किए थे तो मैंने बोला था जूता लेकर मारो मेरे को, सुने नहीं तुम यार, फिर चालू हो। तुम्हारा कोई भी डाउट है, बस प्रकाश सराफ ही है यार। वॉशरूम जाओगे, बोलोगे सर वॉशरूम आ रहा है, मत करो यार, प्लीज रिक्वेस्ट है यार। मेरे से आप लोग केवल सब्जेक्ट रिलेटेड डाउट पूछेंगे। हम ये पढ़ रहे हैं, ये नहीं हो रहा है, ये कैसे होगा, मैं ऐसे सॉल्व कर रहा हूं, बस वही। उसके अलावा जो भी क्वेरी है, इंस्टीट्यूट से रिलेटेड क्वेरी, यू विल मेल टू द इंस्टीट्यूट, सीसी टू अस। एंड अगर हमारे इंस्टीट्यूट से रिलेटेड क्वेरी या नोट्स नहीं है, सब्जेक्ट नहीं चल रहा है, वीडियो नहीं, आप मेल करेंगे, मेरा टीम हेल्प करेगा। सबको अपना अपना ड्यूटी असाइंड है भाई, सबको ये आवा। आपके लिए तो आप ही पढ़ेंगे ना, आपके बदले कोई और थोड़ी ना पढ़ेगा। सो नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम सेइंग, नीड टू फॉलो भाई। रिक्वेस्ट है सभी को। मिस्टर गणेश, इमरान, रितीश, सत्यम, क्या भाई, किसी को कुछ पूछना है?
सर अभी मेरा FLP मेथड रजिस्ट्रेशन कैसे होगा सर?
FLP method registration, Ritish, your documents and all that given to CIMA Institute. They are working on the back end because you are already registered student. They will give you link, then you will be able to register. वो लोग अपना बैक एंड को ठीक कर रहे हैं, आपको वो लोग FLP में डाल रहे हैं, उसके बाद वो लोग लिंक देंगे जहां पर जाके आपको पेमेंट करना है, तो आप FLP में ट्रांसफर हो जाओगे। बट यू नीड टू गिव टाइम टू द सीमा इंस्टीट्यूट, इट इज नॉट इन माई हैंड।
ओके सर।
और सत्यम, एनीथिंग टू आस्क? क्या भाई, ऑल क्लियर है, क्रिस्टल क्लियर? कुछ भी मन में है पूछ लीजिए यार, बिकॉज दीज थिंग्स आई कैन नॉट से अगेन एंड अगेन, बहुत टाइम लगता है यार, और स्टूडेंट सुनता भी नहीं है यार।
सर आप बोले मई तक क्लास चलेंगे, और आप बोले फरवरी एंड में केस स्टडी देंगे बोले ना, तो अभी
इस चीज का
ACS
नॉलेज हम लोग कल लेंगे, कल की क्लास में फिर आएंगे, वो भी फ्री क्लास है कल 3:30 पे, ठीक है?
ओके सर।
वो आज नहीं डिस्कस कर रहे सर, बिकॉज वो डिस्कस करने में सबको बोर लगेगा, और दूसरे स्टूडेंट भी है ना यहाँ जो कॉमन एरिया उसी की बात करते हैं। और ये आप मेरा यूट्यूब चैनल पे जाइए, सीमा OCS का पहला क्लास कोई भी टर्म का खोल लीजिए, समझ जाएंगे सर। थोड़ा सा मेहनत करना होगा, है?
ठीक है सर।
On my channel, on my YouTube channel, go to CIMA OCS playlist, open any term, first video you will understand. ठीक है?
ओके सर।
बिकॉज कल 1 घंटा हम वही बोलेंगे, तो वो बोलेंगे फिर आप पूछ रहे हैं यानी कि आप वीडियो देखते नहीं है। हम देता कोई मेरा वीडियो देखता है? कोई नहीं है। रितेश जी आपको दिया, आप वीडियो देखे? कोई भी वीडियो नहीं देखा, मेरे ख्याल से तो नहीं देखा है।
नहीं सर, देखा था।
ठीक है, चलिए। Now, so we are doing introduction to financial accounting reporting, which is a common area for all the syllabus, FMAA, then I will say ACCA and CIMA, सबके लिए common area है। Introduction to financial reporting. Introduction to financial reporting, first of all, we need to understand what is accounting. What is accounting? Anybody knows accounting किसको बोलते हैं? क्या भाई?
It's a method of classifying and summarizing the business transactions.
Method of classifying and summarizing business transactions. Can you give an example of a business transaction?
So like purchasing anything like goods or assets.
Satyam, what your papa is doing? Your father is doing job or doing business?
No, it's a job.
What is the business of the company where your father is working?
Steel manufacturing.
Steel manufacturing. So their transaction is maybe they have manufactured the steel and then they are selling.
Yes, sir. Purchasing of raw materials and selling of it.
So when they are purchasing, when they are selling, when they are doing any business transactions, classifying and recording of those transactions. In a business, depends upon volume, the number of transactions are there. In a small organization, the transactions are less. In a bigger organization, the transactions are voluminous. So those transaction classifying, it is a purchase transaction, it is a sale transaction, it is a normal operational expenditure transaction, it is asset, it is liability, classifying and then recording. Recording in proper way so that it is understandable. Actually, accounting has two parts. One is we say as recording and classifying and those things of transaction. And then the second part is preparing a summary of those recordings Those summary will be in the form of PL account, balance sheet, cash flow statements, notes to accounts. Because if suppose in your father organization, Satyam, in a year, there are thousands of transactions. How anybody, you, me, or anybody will understand the transaction? We cannot go into that deep. Reason being that your father is going everyday office. And there are so many persons in the organization doing the job. Whatever they are doing day-to-day basis, that summary we require at the end. Maybe at the end of the year, maybe at the end of every quarter, that period which we decide. At the end of the period, we require a summary. And based on the summary, we able to understand the performance of the organization. What is the profit loss, the condition of the organization, what are the assets, liabilities, the past cash flow of the organization. By recording and classifying the transaction, we are achieving something. That is, the transactions are recorded in the books. But after the recording and classifying, we require the summary. And that summary is called PL account, balance sheet, notes to accounts, and other things. The decisions are taken by looking at the summary. If you want to buy the share of a company, you need to look at the summary. If you want to give loan to a company, you need to look at the summary. If you want to supply resources to a company, you are going to give credit. The company will pay you later. You need to, you need to look at the company's balance sheet, PL account, summary information. The users of the financial statements are focusing on the summary. But the summary will be correct. The summary will be proper when the recording is correct. When the recording of transactions are not correct, then the summary of the financial statements will never be perfect. Summary will not be correct. Summary will not be available. Summary will not be understandable. The accounting is saying that we will deal with recording and classifying the transactions also, and we will deal with how to prepare the summary also. Accounts is not science. For any transaction to be recorded, classifying, and then presenting the summary, there are different options are given. For a small organization, for bigger organization, for not-for-profit oriented organization, different types of organizations are there in the world. And those different organizations have been given different options to record the transaction, classify the transaction, present the summary. For small, for medium-sized, for higher level, for listed companies, the rules, regulations are different. Nowadays in the market, there are many software. Suppose Tally. Anybody heard Tally software? किसी ने सुना? Tally software का नाम क्या होता है?
So directly transactions are posted and it automatically records and summarizes itself.
मतलब with the software, actually the manual work reduces to zero. आप केवल सॉफ्टवेयर के अंदर परचेज वाउचर, सेल वाउचर डाल दीजिए. वाउचर मतलब किसको सेल किया, क्या सेल किया, कितना सेल किया, डाल दीजिए. सॉफ्टवेयर अपने आप रिकॉर्ड करेगा, क्लासिफाई करेगा, समरी बनाएगा. सब कुछ सॉफ्टवेयर अपने आप कर देगा. तो फिर हम लोग क्यों पढ़ने आए क्लास में? जब डालेंगे और सॉफ्टवेयर सब कर ही देगा, देन व्हाई वी आर स्टडिंग दिस? दिस इज एन एआई एज. When everything will be done by the machine, artificial intelligence, software, then why we are studying accounting? क्या सत्यम? अशोक जी, फिर अकाउंटिंग पढ़ने का जरूरत क्या है जब सब मशीन कर ही देगा? हैं?
But the other internal decisions are to be taken by the managers.
No. So come again. What you said?
So the other internal decisions like
What
purchasing
decision?
so like according to the funds, like purchasing of raw materials, where to invest, like all the decision, investing decision, financing decision.
But that decision so you will take based on the data, based on the summary. That
Yes,
summary is already prepared by the software. So why we need to understand how to prepare the summary? Why we need to understand how to record the transaction when it can be done by the software automatically? Yes, sir.
Sir, because software doesn't know the accounting concept, and we know
Then
the
how they
account,
are preparing the account, sir? They know the concept.
but we need to
Aap-
give guidance, na sir. The software need to when the software is prepared, the developer need also accounting concept, and the
There
developer
are things. First of all, the software is not Hawa. Software is made by some organization. Tally is made by TCS company. तो TCS कंपनी में ACCA, CMA, CIMA सब कोई क्वालिफाइड लोग वहां काम करते हैं. बिकॉज सॉफ्टवेयर बनाने के लिए हम लोगों का जरूरत पड़ेगा. सॉफ्टवेयर तो कोई हवा नहीं है ना. आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस डेटा से जब काम करेगा तो काम तो तभी करेगा ना जब उसको काम करना सिखाया जाएगा। इंसान ने आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस बनाया, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस ने इंसान को नहीं बनाया। तो सॉफ्टवेयर बनाने के लिए हम लोग का जरूरत पड़ेगा। दूसरा, सॉफ्टवेयर कैन मॉल फंक्शंस। कोई सॉफ्टवेयर उसमें गड़बड़ी, जैसे इंसान का दिमाग में गड़बड़ी होता है, जैसे अशोक जी का होता है, बार बार मेरे कोई पूछेंगे सर क्लास का लिंक नहीं आया, सर नोट्स नहीं मिला, सर ये वाला फिर दे दीजिए, सुनेंगे नहीं कभी। मशीन में गड़बड़ी है अशोक जी का, नहीं क्या? तो वैसे ही मशीन में भी गड़बड़ी होते रहता है यार। आप कभी कंप्यूटर चालू करते हैं, चालू नहीं हो रहा है, दूर हो रहा है, घूम रहा है वगैरह, इसमें आपकी गलती थोड़ी ना है। तो जब सॉफ्टवेयर माल फंक्शंस करेगा तो आदमी की जरूरत पड़ेगी उसको ठीक करने के लिए, सही रिकॉर्डिंग करने के लिए। मशीन कैन डू मिस्टेक्स, रेयर, बट व्हेन द मशीन विल डू मिस्टेक देन द ह्यूमन बीइंग्स आर रिक्वायर्ड। इसीलिए जो भी कोर्स है, मे बी इंटरनेशनल, नेशनल, सभी लोग अकाउंट्स, इंफॉर्मेशन, रिकॉर्डिंग, ट्रांजेक्शंस, समरी वगैरह बनाना सिखाते हैं, जैसे कि आप सॉफ्टवेयर बना पाए, सॉफ्टवेयर में प्रॉब्लम्स को दूर कर पाए, कोई इश्यू आया है सॉफ्टवेयर में उसको डील कर पाए, बिकॉज ये सब प्रॉब्लम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में आती रहती है। मशीन को ठीक करना जिसको आता है हम लोग वो लोग हैं। अकाउंट्स हम लोग को मैन्युअली, हम लोग को पूरे तरह से आता है। तो मशीन में अगर कोई फॉल्ट होगा, सॉफ्टवेयर में कोई गड़बड़ी होगा, हम लोग उसको ठीक कर पाएंगे। कोई कंपनी नया सॉफ्टवेयर बना रही है, प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, सॉफ्टवेयर नहीं बन रहा है, हम लोग उसको हेल्प, हम लोग को कोडिंग फोडिंग नहीं आता, वी डोंट नो हाउ टू मेक सॉफ्टवेयर, बट सॉफ्टवेयर वाला सॉफ्टवेयर बना नहीं पाएगा इफ वी आर नॉट एबल टू हेल्प मी। हम लोग को उनको हेल्प करना पड़ेगा, तभी सॉफ्टवेयर बनेगा। यानी कि आपको एज एन, यू कैन से फाइनेंशियल अकाउंटेंट, आपको ये सीखना जरूरी है पूरा डिटेल में। अकाउंटिंग, रिकॉर्डिंग, ट्रांजैक्शन, समराइजिंग, प्रिपेयरिंग पीएल अकाउंट, बैलेंस शीट, सब एकदम अच्छे से आना चाहिए, जिससे कि आप दुनिया में कहीं भी जाकर अकाउंटिंग रिलेटेड वर्क कर पाए, हेल्प कर पाए लोगों को, किसको क्या खरीदना है, क्या बेचना है, क्या शेयर्स खरीदना है, ऑल दीज थिंग्स यू विल बी एबल टू हेल्प व्हेन यू नो द अकाउंटिंग इन डिटेल। इसीलिए आपको जो शुरू का एरिया है, डबल एंट्री, अकाउंटिंग, टू एस्पेक्ट्स, लेजर, जर्नल, देन डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ अकाउंटिंग, परचेज सिस्टम, सेल्स सिस्टम, रेवेन्यू सिस्टम, बहुत सारा सिस्टम है, वो सब आपको बेसिक अकाउंटिंग रिकॉर्ड्स बनाना सिखा रहा है। बिकॉज अगर आप सीखेंगे नहीं तो आप गलती को पकड़ नहीं पाएंगे और नया नया सॉफ्टवेयर नहीं बना पाएंगे। गवर्नमेंट कोई चेंजेस करेगा तो सॉफ्टवेयर में भी चेंजेस लाना पड़ता है। वो सॉफ्टवेयर में चेंज तभी आएगा जब आप सॉफ्टवेयर वाला को बताएंगे, उसको समझ में नहीं आता है। They cannot understand whatever the government rules, regulations are changing. We are the person who need to help them. So financial accounting is recording, classifying, and then preparing the summary of those transactions. The summary means PL account, balance sheet, cash flow statement, notes to accounts, and other statements. वो summary information से users can take informed decisions. Users are investors, those who want to invest in the shares of the company. Users are financiers, those who are giving loan to the company. Users are employees, those who are working in the company. Users are, what do you say, suppliers, those who are supplying goods and services to the company. Users are many, government, regulatory authorities, all are users. सबका अपना अपना purpose है. They are able to satisfy the purpose by looking at the financial statement of the company, by looking at the summary financials of the company. We are saying, as we discussed in the beginning, the syllabus, financial accounting, management accounting, अलग-अलग है. Financial accounting is talking about past. Financial accounting is made, माने prepared based on rules, guidelines, based on IFRS, based on US GAAP, based on Indian accounting. हर country का अपना अपना accounting है. The financial accounting is public document. They are available to the public can refer them, and they can take their decision based on that. Management accounting is internal. Management accounting is not based on any guidelines, any rules, regulations. Financial accounts are prepared, summary is prepared generally at the end of the year. Management account summary is prepared maybe quarterly, maybe every month, maybe every fortnight, very regularly. Management accounting, there is no format. ऐसे बनेगा, ऐसे होगा, ये कॉलम होगा, रो होगा, नो फॉर्मेट. But financial accounting, there is a format. Management accounting is required by the management for taking decisions. बोलेगा financial accounting नहीं चाहिए. Financial accounting is talking about past, but management want to decide about future. Future depends upon past, but future depends upon future course of action also. So budgeting is a forecasting. Data analysis is a forecasting. Variance analysis is a forecasting. Management accounting data are internal. They are for internal purpose. They are for decision making. They are not based on any laws, regulations. And management accounting is more frequent. There is no format. The way the internally is required, it is prepared. तो आप जब मैनेजमेंट अकाउंटिंग में कॉस्ट नेचर, वेरिएबल कॉस्ट, फिक्स कॉस्ट, budgeting, marginal, standard, all these are management accounting. And financial accounting, PL account, balance sheet, cash flow, recording of transaction, classifying transaction. Financial accounting is rule-based. Management accounting is no rule. Financial accounting, we prepare the financial accounting summary one time in a year, generally. But management accounting summary prepared regularly. बहुत frequency के साथ हम बनाते हैं, बहुत frequency के साथ. Because management accounting details are required for regular day-to-day business decision making. For that reason, we prepare the management accounting details also. यहाँ लिखा हुआ है financial accounting produce of summary financial statement for external users, prepared annually, prepared by law, reflect past performance, information calculated, presented in accordance with the accounting standard, Indian accounting standard, IFRS, US GAAP and all that. Management accounting, production of detailed accounts used by management to control the business. Normally prepared monthly. There is no rule. Here it is prepared annually. Here it is normally prepared monthly or even more earlier. Not mandatory, but financial accounting is mandatory. Includes budgets, forecast, as well as reflecting past performance. Information prepared and presented in order to be relevant to the users. Information इसलिए बनाया जाता है so that the users can take informed decisions. Even financial accounting में भी हम लोग लोगों का help कर रहे हैं. Financial accounting का audit होता है. Management accounting का audit जरूरी नहीं है. बिकॉज वैसे भी फोरकास्ट है. व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन टुमारो, उसका कोई ऑडिट नहीं हो सकता. कल क्या होगा वो तो कल ही पता चलेगा. व्हाट हैज ऑलरेडी हैपेंड, ऑडिट उसी का हो सकता है. देन दे हैव गिवन व्हाट आर द टाइप्स ऑफ डिफरेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस. सोल प्रोप्राइटरशिप, पार्टनरशिप, कंपनी, पब्लिक लिमिटेड, प्राइवेट लिमिटेड, नॉट फॉर प्रॉफिट ओरिएंटेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस. अलग अलग टाइप का एंटिटी है. व्हाई दे आर टॉकिंग हियर? The different entity will decide the transaction, recording, classifying, summary and all that. अलग अलग entity का अलग अलग है, सबका सेम नहीं होता. For a sole proprietorship, the preparation of accounts, recording, summarizing. For a company, it is different. For a sole proprietor, the volume of transaction is less. For a company, the volume is very large. For a sole proprietorship, what do you say? Generally, so many rules, regulations are not there. But for large companies and corporates, so many rules, regulations are there. So, depending upon different business entity, the financial accounting rules, management accounting, no rules. But financial accounting rules depends upon the type of organization. Sole proprietorship, one person controlling the business, one person is the owner. आजकल दुनिया में one man company भी हो गया है, जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं लिमिटेड लाइबिलिटी कंपनी. वन मैन कंपनी अर्लियर नहीं था, लास्ट 2-3 सालों से आया है. इट इज नॉट टू बी अ प्रोप्राइटरशिप, इट कैन बी अ कंपनी, वन मैन कंपनी. दैट वन मैन इज रिप्रेजेंटिंग द कंपनी. और सोल प्रोप्राइटरशिप में नॉर्मली योर पर्सनल एसेट्स, योर पर्सनल लाइबिलिटी आर नॉट सेपरेट देन द बिजनेस. जो भी बिजनेस का एसेट्स है पर्सनल एसेट्स है, बिजनेस का लाइबिलिटी है पर्सनल लाइबिलिटी है. If the business assets and liabilities are not able to, business assets are not sufficient to pay the liability, then the business owner personal assets will be required to pay the liabilities of the business. The separate legal entity for sole proprietorship is not relevant. But in accounts, when we prepare books of accounts, the sole proprietorship is still also treated as separate entity. Me and my business is separate. For that reason, whatever money I am giving to the business, in the business, it is a capital. Whatever money I am giving to the business, in the business, it is capital. The capital is a liability. Whatever money given by the businessman to the business, for the business, it is a liability, capital. So sole trader, in accounting, the trader and the business is separate, but legally the trader and the business are not separate. In a partnership, more than one person are controlling the business owners. Both have equal share, 40, 50, 70, 30, whatever. And in partnership also, the business liability, partners' assets are responsible. The separate entity is not there, but for accounting purpose, it is there. In a company, maybe private company, private company, small like Saraf, Gurukul Private Limited, Saraf Academy, Public Limited, Reliance Industries Limited, public company, more rules, more guidelines, more corporate governance, listed in the stock exchange, SEBI guidelines, so many things are there. But a private company, less rules, less regulations, and less nitty-gritties and all that. Because they have not taken money from public. I have not taken money for running my business from anybody. So for a public limited company, for a private limited company, the rules, regulations are different. The concept is different. For when we prepare accounts, books of accounts, recording, the types of entity is relevant. It affects the accounting, transaction recording and all that. For that reason, they have covered the types of entity, because in normally when we study 11th, 12th BCom, then it is business organization, different types of business entity. But it is included in accounts that you come to know that accounts में अलग-अलग type का entity के लिए accounting rules अलग-अलग है. Because accounts is not science. It is permutation combination. Depending upon business, depending upon deepness, the accounting data are prepared, the summaries are prepared. So easily they have given the knowledge about different types of business entity. Before going into conventions. Oh, this is. The same thing which is written by me in the notes. It is written here. You will say, sir, ये तो IMA नहीं FMAA का है. अरे भाई जिसका भी हो यार, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. The role of accounting is recording transaction, summarizing transaction, analyzing transaction, reporting transaction. What is the difference between all the four? क्या मतलब है? चारों अलग है? क्या क्या बोलना चाह रहे हैं? Recording transaction, summarizing transaction, analyzing transactions, reporting transactions. क्या है ये? क्या सत्यम जी? Other than Satyam and Ashok, anybody will reply? ये लोग दो जने नहीं है क्लास में, गणेश, हरितेश, शुभम, many are there भाई. क्या शुभम जी क्लास में हो कि नहीं भाई? सामने यस और नो इतना तो बोल दीजिए.
यस सर.
तो क्या मतलब है? ये चारों का डिफरेंस क्या है? रिकॉर्डिंग, समराइजिंग, एनालाइजिंग, रिपोर्टिंग, क्या डिफरेंस है चारों में? यस मिस्टर गणेश.
जो डेली मूवमेंट में हर एक कुछ किसी भी ट्रांजैक्शन हो रहा है वो रिकॉर्ड करना. समराइजिंग मतलब एक दिन के एंड पे, वीक के एंड पे, मंथ के एंड पे जो जितना हुआ है सेल्स परचेज ये रिपोर्ट है.
Satyam ji, can you explain all the four with an example?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. बोलिए sir.
So recording of transactions means like the things we are purchasing or things we are selling, them in operating activities or anything else. Summarizing the transactions means like what is the total amount we have purchased or total amount we have sold. Like how like purchase is more or sale is more. Analyzing transaction means like what are the funds we are allocating to, like to say, purchasing, the most of the funds are going to purchase items or to sell items. And reporting to the transaction means the informing the decision that the company is taking, the the things which are happening inside the company to the stakeholders like government and other creditors, everything, shareholders.
Okay, but slightly in much better way, I'm saying recording. Suppose we are talking about purchase transactions. The company purchased from Mr. X. So it will be recorded in the purchase day book. You will say, sir, what is purchase day book? Later on, we have the topic. Purchase day book, sales day book, different types of day books are there when they पढ़ूंगा. लेकिन मान लीजिए हम लोग एक परचेज ट्रांजेक्शन का बात कर रहे हैं. वी आर परचेजिंग गुड्स फ्रॉम मिस्टर एक्स. So recording of the transaction in the purchase day book, books of original entry, passing journal entry, preparing ledger. That is recording. Summarizing, maybe at the end of the day, maybe end of the week, maybe at fortnight end, monthly end summary. पूरा इतना देर में कितना purchase हुआ, which material purchase, how much quantity purchase, summary. Analyzing मतलब purchase is more than last period, less than the last period, which material purchased more. Analyzing, कहाँ गड़बड़ी हो रहा है, क्या ठीक हो रहा है. Reporting, as you were saying, reporting to the stakeholders, reporting in the form of PL account, balance sheet, notes to accounts, cash flow statement. The reporting means you will prepare the final summary at the end of the year and you will report to the concerned persons. So whether it's a purchase, whether it's a sale, whether it's anything, we need to record. Then at the end of 7 days, 14 days, 1 month, 2 months, we will be summarizing them. Based on the summary, we will analyze the trend. अच्छा, बड़ा, खराब, अच्छा, क्या हुआ? Analyzing. And then we will report in the form of PL account, balance sheet at the end of the period. Internally, PL account, balance sheet are prepared on monthly, quarterly basis also. But to the general public, we produce these on annual basis. Listed companies are required to report quarterly. But non-listed company like Saraf Academy, Saraf Gurukul Private Limited need to report annually. हम लोग को quarterly नहीं report करना है. That is called recording, summarizing, analyzing and reporting. और पूरा accounting यही है. Accounting information is used internally and externally. Internally for decision making by management, externally for shareholders, whether they should invest in shares and other things. The financial statement are the most visible result. कोई भी कंपनी के बारे में आपके पास एक ही डेटा है, financial statement, nothing else. The financial statements are public document. जैसे मैंने लिखा था financial accounting generally follow accepted accounting principles, financial statement of the company. Management accounting collects reports on financial and operational data. It is only financial data, management accounting, financial, operational, both the data. Types of business entity, sole proprietorship, corporation means company, private company, public company, partnership, joint venture. Joint venture means for some period you are coming with somebody else to do some business together. Joint venture is generally for a short period, but partnership is for a long period. Not for profit, maybe a society, maybe a club, maybe any organization which don't have the objective to generate profit. Every organization need to record the transactions in a different way. Everybody has a different style to record the transactions. सबका अपना अपना तरीका है. Now, if you go here in my notes, then after that, I have written concepts, conventions, the framework, the objective of financial statements. Then I have written assets, liability, income, expense, and some concepts also. I am skipping for the time being this conceptual framework. In conceptual, बोलेगा अभी करेंगे, आज नहीं कर रहे. In conceptual framework, objective I am not doing. Qualitative characteristics I am not doing. Definition, recognition, and measurement, I am straight away going into components, elements of financial statements. जो ऊपर में बीच में मैंने छोड़ा वो भी सबके लिए रेलेवेंट है, सभी सिलेबस में है, बट एक बार ये समझेंगे तब वो ज्यादा समझ में आएगा. That I will deal later. First of all, we are discussing elements. Now, before going forward, I always do that for what I should say, for bacha classes. Not for the seniors, but for the bacha classes, I always do this. Suppose ITC, financial statement, for 2024. ITC financial statement for 2024. ठीक है? ITC का फिनम 436 pages. Okay. We may be thinking PL account balance sheet is one page. This is 436 pages. Okay. And the font size is also not more than 10, not 20, not more than 10. Board of Directors report, report on governance, Board of Directors, statutory auditors report, CEO, CFO report, statement of financial statement, balance sheet, PL account. Just I'm opening 164, 165. 164. 164. This is 130 only. So 194. 164. This is page number what? 160, 61, 62, 63, 64. एक बार मैं इन सबको मिनिमाइज कर रहा हूं and then increasing the width of this. This is actual data. This is not a story that you have been given a sum and all that. Actual data in the balance sheet they are saying. We will be discussing the preparation of this after 1 month. अभी नहीं, लेकिन फिर भी आपको क्या कहां पहुंचना है ये समझिए तो सही मेरे भाई. Relating to balance sheet assets, they are saying non-current assets. In the non-current assets, last year, current year, the property, plant and equipment, land, building, plant, machinery, computer, laptop, equipment, all these were 20,491 to 22,015. And this is also in crores. 20,491 crores से 22,015 crores. Capital work in progress, the assets are under progress, they have not been ready. They have not been used in the business activity, they are getting ready. So that was 1681, 1077. Investment, goodwill, other intangible and all that. These are all non-current. Non-current means it will take time to get money out of this. And then current assets, inventory, then other current assets, investment, you will say any investment which will give us money within 1 year is a current investments. The balance sheet total is 87,327 crores. The liability shareholder money, those who are the owner share capital reserves. I have ITC company share. I am also in this owner. मेरा नाम यहाँ नहीं लिखा हुआ है लेकिन मेरे पास भी शेयर है. जो भी शेयर मेरे पास है 400 शेयर करीब है, 400 शेयर्स इसमें से मेरे पास है. But what is the number of shares, the face value per share, that we can see in schedule number 13. These are the schedule number. The non-current liabilities, that is those liability which is payable in beyond 1 year. Current liabilities which is payable within 1 year, and the total liabilities. The assets and the liability. Who are the auditor of this company? S.R. Bartley Boy and Company is the chartered accountants, their auditor. The chairman of the company is Mr. Suri. The finance officer of the company, CFO, is Mr. Datta. And the company secretary of the company is Mr. Singhi. And this is PL account. The revenue. ITC Hotel, ITC Tobacco, ITC Fast Moving Consumer Goods, ITC Ashirvad Atta, all these things, all total revenue 72,7105. It was slightly less. The revenue should be growing. Other income, maybe interest income or something. Dividend income invested in shares of somebody, this one. Then the expenditure, material, then employee, finance cost, depreciation, other expenses, total, net profit before tax, exceptional item, maybe some loss or income, then profit before tax, then tax में less करने के बाद the net tax, net profit after tax. We are not understanding. We are just saying that ki when we know that the ultimate purpose of accounts is what? preparing financial statement, preparing PL account, balance sheet, cash flow, notes to accounts. This is the purpose of financial statement, accounting, financial accounting. The purpose of accounting is this. So when the purpose of accounting is this, which is ultimate purpose, preparing, तो उसको एक बार देखेंगे तो when we are studying any chapter, we need to go always ultimate goal. By studying the entire accounting, my goal is I should be able to prepare PL account, balance sheet. I should be able to understand PL account, balance sheet. I should be able to do adjustments. I should be able to do the accounting, treatment, recognition, summarization, everything I should be able to do because that is my ultimate purpose. With that perspective in mind, because in the balance sheet, assets and liability are there. And in the PL account, income and expenditures are there. The income and expenditure net effect is net income. And the balance sheet, assets and liability total, both are equal. There is no difference. We are saying that when we prepare accounts, whether it's summarizing, whether it's recording transactions or everything, we need to understand these 5 aspects. What is an asset? What is a liability? What is an equity or capital? What is an income? What is an expense? Because ये 5 चीज से ही पूरा का पूरा अकाउंट्स बना है. इसी का अकाउंटिंग समराइजेशन भी करना है, इसी का रिकॉर्डिंग भी करना है. The financial statement, the summary, the everything, the accounting is based on 5 elements: assets, liability, equity or capital, income and expense. What is assets? If you don't know the definition, you are sitting in the class. In front of you, computer, laptop, camera, furniture, property, all these are assets. What is a liability? For these assets, if I have taken loan from the bank, then the amount payable to bank. If anything purchased on credit, then in that case, those payments are to be done. That is a liability. What is capital or equity? That is the money given to the business by the owner of the business. In a sole proprietorship, partnership, it is capital. In a company, it is ordinary share capital or equity share capital. Capital. The money given in the business by the owner. Actually, liability is fund given by the outsiders. And capital is fund given by the owner. So, liability plus capital is equal to assets. If I have computer, laptop, camera, all these are for 10 crore, then my liability is also 10 crore. Liability means my liability plus capital is also 10 crore. Because how I got 10 crore ka assets? When I have 10 crore ka liability and capital, the assets and liabilities are always equal. Liability is outside liability and capital is owner's liability. Income expense. What is income expense? Increase in assets, decrease in liability is income. You can say assets increase. You purchased an asset. That is an asset. That is not an income. But by using the asset, I am getting tuition fees. By using the asset, by selling an asset, I am getting some income. Increase in assets is an income. Decrease in liability is an income. Decrease in assets is an expense. Increase in liability is an expense. We can say. Income and expenses are recorded in profit and loss account. The difference of income and expenses, net income is again capital. Because the business is separate. The business has generated income. That income need to pay to the owner. Till the time it is not paid to the owner, it is an equity, it is a capital. The income of the business is a capital for the business, which if the owner is not taking, it is still in the business. That means business is saying that we will give it back to you later. हम लोग बाद में आपको देंगे. The capital is also whatever money introduced by the owner in the business. Suppose I have introduced 1 lakh rupees in my company as a capital. That is also capital. But the difference between income and expense is also capital. The difference between income and expense is called retained earnings. The income which is retained in the business, invested in the business. The capital is retained earnings plus the capital directly introduced by the owners. or the money taken from the business by the owner, maybe drawings, maybe dividend, that all are capital. Whatever transactions will arise, they will be affecting these 5 things. There is no 6th thing in accounts. Maybe we study accounts for 10 years. Then also there are 5 elements: assets, liability, capital, income, and expense. Assets, if we go with the bookish definition, a present economic resource controlled by the entity as a result of past event. It is difficult to interpret the definition, but you have to. This is my computer. It is a resource by which I will be generating economic benefit. It is a computer by which I will be taking classes, I will be getting tuition fees. Whether the computer will be used for ACCA class, for CIMA class, for CPA class, my decision, my control. Any asset is an economic resource which will give us economic benefit when the organization will control it. And how I got the control? Because in the past I purchased it, because in the past I got the ownership of this asset. When you have something by control of which you will be getting economic benefits, and why you are getting control? Because of the past event. Asset is a economic resource. एक resource है, एक चीज है जिसको यूज करने से the way you will use, you will decide, you will be getting benefits, and you will be getting benefits for many years. For that reason they are called asset. A present obligation to the entity, transfer of economic resources as a result of past event. A present obligation. Suppose I have 10,000 rupees payable to somebody for purchasing computer, for purchasing goods and services. I have an obligation, present obligation. My entity has a present obligation to transfer an economic resource. To fulfill the obligation, I need to give cash, I need to give my assets. I need to transfer my assets to settle my liability. A liability is an obligation which you will settle by giving your assets. And why the liability is there? Because of past event. In the past, I purchased something. In the past, I took something. I took loan. For that reason, the liability arises. And that liability is a liability today, which I will settle by giving the economic resources. Is the definition they are going to ask in the exam? They are not asking to write. But based on the definition, multiple choice questions are there. Based on the definition, the question will be coming in the exam. And if we don't know the definition properly, we will not be able to correct the correct answer. I'm not doing question today, but in the next class, based on this, when we do question, you will realize कि आपको definition एक बार, दो बार, तीन बार पढ़ना पड़ेगा. Otherwise, you will not be able to become slightly technical, because exam में थोड़ा बहुत technical भी बनना पड़ता है. Capital and equity is a special kind of liability due to the owner's residual interest in the assets. Assets minus liability equals to capital after deducting all its liabilities. Income, increase in assets, decrease in liability, result in increase in equity. Other than those, suppose shareholders has given money to the company, that is not income. Income without the shareholder involvement, if there is a sale minus expenditure, that increase in assets, decrease in liability is an income. And reverse for expense, decrease in assets, increase in liability is an expense. Other than dividend payment or drawings, that is not an expense. Whatever where the expenditures are more than income, it's an expense. The expenditures are income recorded in PL account. The assets, liability, and capital are recorded in the balance sheet. Every day the transactions will be happening relating to assets, liability, relating to, capital, equity, income, expenses. We need to record those transactions. We need to summarize those transactions. And at the same time, they will be summarizing in the financial statement, PL account, balance sheet. Here, the same thing are written. I'm coming about accrual concept and all that because here in notes also I have written. After the qualitative characteristics, you will find that materiality, substance over form, going concern, this, that, all are written. ठीक है? आ रहा हूं मैं उसमें. I'm coming. This is, you can say, basic accounting terminology. Business transactions, which we are saying recording of transactions, any transaction which involve money. Suppose in the business the director died. Suppose in the business the director died. किसी कंपनी के डायरेक्टर का डेथ हो गया. What will be the accounting treatment? Nothing. Because death of a person cannot be measured in monetary terms. Business transactions which can be measured in monetary terms, they will be accounted for. They will be recorded. A record means in purchase day book, sales day book, bills receivable book, bills payable book, sales return book, cash book. They will be recorded. At the end of every accounting period, we need to prepare period, generally 1 year, but the period can be 1 month, 1 quarter. Like in listed companies, every quarter financial statements are prepared. Those financial statements are PL account, balance sheet, cash flow, notes to accounts, statement of changes in equity. Those financial statements are prepared in US by US GAAP by following generally accepted accounting principles. In India, we follow Indian accounting standards principle. In IFRS, we are saying international financial reporting standards. That is, in different countries at different level, different rules, regulations are there. Based on that, the accounting statement are prepared. And cash flow means in PL account, you are following accrual principle. Accrual means sale done, money not received, still it is an income. But in the cash flow, till the time money is not received, it is not a cash flow. For running the business, we require cash flow. But in the long run, the business should make profit. Cash flow is also an important aspect. For that reason, in accounting, other than PL account, balance sheet, cash flow statement is a separate preparation. Before going into forward, this basic accounting concepts, cash versus accrual, accrual versus deferrals, conservatism, consistency, expense recognition, depreciation, amortization. There are many other terminology also generally. Cash means money received, money paid. Accrual means the transaction, the thing relate to the current period, but the payment is not received or paid. Suppose somebody joined the classes and they have not made the full payment. They have paid partial payment they will do later. I will record the income full amount. Suppose 1 lakh is the tuition fees, a student paid 20,000. I will record income full 1 lakh. But the 20,000 is the cash received, 80,000 is not yet received. Accounts is prepared on accrual concept, not on the payment or receipt of money. It is prepared based on the accrual concept. Accruals and deferrals. Accruals and deferrals. Accrual means you can say that somebody has done job for me, but I have not yet paid him. An employee is working with me, but the employee is not yet paid the salary. Deferral means the money received, but the job is not done. The money is received from a customer, but the work is not done. Suppose I have received the tuition fees from all of you, but the training classes has not been given yet. It is not fully finished. So the income which is received will be deferred, will be deferrals. Accruals is used for expenses, which is, you can say, the expense is incurred, payment is not done. Deferral is used for income, that is the money is received. Money is received, but still the work is not done. Conservatism. Generally, the accountants are very pessimistic. They are not optimistic. Pessimistic means what? They always think negative. Nuksan ho gaya to, hoga to. While recording expenses and liability, we are very easy. But while recording income and expenses, we are very, very serious. Suppose I have invested in the shares of a company. The prices has gone up. I will not record income. When I will sell, then I will record. But in case the prices has gone down, I will record the losses. The books of accounts are prepared by US GAAP, by Indian accounting, by anything, by following conservative principle. Conservative means by recording income and liability, you will think twice, thrice. But while recording income and expenses, you will be, by recording No, I said assets and income, you will think twice. But liability and expense, you don't need to think so much. You record it fast. See some example. Suppose there is a court case going on. And in the court case, we may lose. The court case is going on with somebody, some supplier, some customer, somebody. We may lose. Even though we have not lost, but we may lose. We will make a provision. We will record the loss provision. But if we are going to win, we will not record the gain till the time we have not won. While recording the expenses and the assets, expenses and the liability, we are very fast. But while recording income and assets, we are very conservative. Normally, the accounts are prepared based on conservative principle. Consistency. Consistency means accounts need to be prepared by following same principle again and again. Suppose we are following for a depreciation straight line method. We need to follow year after year straight line method only. Suppose we are following for inventory valuation FIFO method. We need to follow the FIFO method year after year. We can't change it. When the accounts is not prepared by the same principle consistently, then the comparison of one year with the other year is not possible. Here we are able to compare this year with the ITC last year when the policies, principles are same. If the consistency is not there, we will not be able to compare them. Comparison is very meaningful. Comparison is very important. For that, consistency is required. Expense recognition on an accrual basis. You will record the expense whether the payment is done or not. But when the work is done, you need to record the expense. Depreciation, computer, laptop, property. When we are purchasing, they are going to use for 5 years, 10 years. In 5-10 years, they will be destroying the value. By using the assets in the business, the value of the assets is getting destroyed. So this is called depreciation. Amortization for intangible assets. Behind my video, you can see the Saraf Academy logo and all that. Those are our registered brand name, logo and all that. They are also being developed by paying designer fees, by registering with the government and all that. And now they are going to used in the business for so many years. They need to be depreciated. Depreciation on intangible assets is called amortization. The brand, logo, copyrights, technical know-how, all the software program, this, that, which are in CD, pen drive, they are all intangible assets. And for intangible assets, the expense is amortization. Depreciation, amortization. Depreciation is an expense on non-current assets, land, building, plant, machinery. Amortization is an expense on intangible assets. For the use of the assets for so many years, the depreciation, amortization happen. यही चीज मैंने भी लिखा है. I have used some more write-up. First of all, materiality. Suppose in the PL account of ITC, you are able to see an item called other item. Suppose other expense. What is this other expense? Why the breakup is not given? Because the other expense are so many small figures, so many small things that on the face of the PL account, we are not writing that item. We are writing in the notes to accounts a combined figure. Anything which is material, anything which is, you can say, either more than 1% of sales, or more than 5% of profit, or more than 2.5% of the total assets of the company. They are treated as material. They need to be separately disclosed. They should not be mixed with other expenses, other item. They need to be separately disclosed so that their effect on the financial statements can be analyzed. उसके कारण profit कितना हुआ, loss कितना हुआ, अच्छा हुआ, खराब हुआ. That is called materiality. Material items should always be disclosed separately in the financial statement. Substance over form. Accounts is not prepared on the basis of legal or illegal thing. Not illegal, legal thing. Suppose I have taken these assets on rent. I am not the owner. Still, I will record the asset in the balance sheet. Why? Because during the rental period, I have the control. I can use the asset the way I like. I have the control over the usage. I will, like I said, asset. If you have the control, I have the control, even though on rental basis, the asset will be recorded in the books, written as leased asset. The accounts is prepared on the basis of substance, not on the basis of legal, whether it is legal or not. If you have an asset, you have paid the money, but the ownership document is not there. You are the owner. The substance of the form is more important, not the legal form. When the business starts, it will never end. Going concern. For that reason, we have two types of assets, non-current, current. Non-current are going to be used for 5-7 years. Current will be giving you money within 1 year. If the going concern is no longer valid, there is no non-current current asset. All are current asset. अगर किसी का बिजनेस बंद होने वाला है, नॉन करंट कुछ है ही नहीं. लैंड, बिल्डिंग, प्लांट, मशीनरी also going to be sell. All are current assets. When we are preparing financial statement, always we assume that the going concern principle is valid. Business entity, I said owner and owner. Business and owner are different in every business, whether in small money, in business proprietorship also. Accrual basis means the transactions are recorded when revenues are earned and when expenses are incurred, not when the revenues are received and the payment or expenses are paid, not on receipt payment basis. Prudent, conservative. Prudence is the exclusion of caution, making judgments, ensuring that assets and incomes are not overstated, they should be written conservatively, and liabilities and expenses are not understated, they should be written properly. Consistency we need to maintain, otherwise no comparison will be possible. If we don't compare, if we don't do the compare, if we want to do the comparison, then only the purpose of users of the financial statements we can cover. Purpose of accounts is what? Users can take informed decisions. So if the consistency is not there, comparison is not possible. Comparison not possible, then the purpose of accountancy is gone. So always from year after year, we need to follow the same principle, same policy relating to different aspects. That is called consistency. मैंने बीच में यहाँ पर qualitative characteristics, fundamental characteristics, वो सब बीच में नहीं डील किए, and users of the financial statement have not dealt. ठीक है? Now suppose this is 23-24. Next class I will open the new one only, but just I am opening 22. In your Google Drive link 24-25 is there. Okay, but just that अभी यहाँ downloaded नहीं है. I am using just 23-24 for getting a feeling. Some questions, दो chat. Which of the following statement is true? The directors of a company are liable for any losses of the company. A sole trader business is owned by shareholders and operated by the proprietor. Partners are liable for losses in partnership in proportion to their profit sharing ratio. Partners are liable for losses in partnership in proportion to their profit sharing ratio. A company is run by directors on behalf of its members. They are saying which of the statement is true. This is from the area they said, na, different types of business entity. Sole proprietorship, partnership, company, private, public, limited, not for profit oriented, or joint venture. They are asking the question on that. Which of the following is true? Now suppose somebody will say answer is A. I don't want that. If you want to say answer is A, B, C, why A is not the answer? What is wrong with A? What is wrong with B? Then I will accept C, sir. Can you give logic for all the four?
So the directors of the company are not liable for any losses because like the losses are actually of the company itself, like members or the shareholders are not liable. They are separate entity.
But they are talking directors, not the shareholders.
So they are also an employee of the company itself.
So say directors are the employee. Suppose your father is working in a company, steel company, and if the steel company suffer loss, your father is not going to pay anything for that.
Yes, sir.
Even in a sole proprietorship business, normally, We say that legally the sole proprietor is liable for the business losses. But in the books of accounts, the sole proprietor and the business is separate. So the directors as an employee or the shareholder as a owner are not liable for the losses of the company. Shareholder are liable to the value of the share. When they have paid the entire value of the share, they are not liable. And directors are not shareholder, they are employee, they are never liable. Any employee of any business is not liable for the business losses. Okay, sir? Then point number B, why it is wrong?
The sole trader, like they don't have sole trader have 100% ownership of their business. So there are no shareholders.
A sole trader business is owned by shareholders. In a sole trader business, there is no shareholder. In a sole trader business, it is only the sole trader. It is the sole proprietor. For that reason, sole, akela. There, the shareholder concept is there in the corporates where so many shareholders are there. A sole trader business is owned by the proprietor and operated by the proprietor. A company business is owned by the shareholders and operated by the directors. The directors are appointed by the shareholders as an agent. Okay? Point number C, why it is correct?
So partners are like in the partnership deed when they establish new partnership firm, the losses are the profit sharing losses, loss sharing ratio are already fixed. So whenever a loss is actually incurred, they are like liable. Also, the partners having the unlimited liability. So that's it.
In a partnership business, the profit or loss will be shared by partners in the profit sharing ratio. If the profit is there, they will share the profits. If the
Yes.
loss is there, they will bear the losses.
Yes,
In a
sir.
partnership business, partners are the persons who will share profit, who will bear the losses in the profit sharing ratio. Now, point number D, why it is wrong?
So companies run by directors. So not only directors, there are other like employees like managers, CFOs, CEOs who also
But all the CFO, CEOs are directors only, sir.
so like the other employees like managers and all the
But
co-workers.
you cannot say that the managers are running the company. A company is run by directors on behalf of its members. Shareholders appoint the directors for running the company. If you say that, suppose in your father company, your father is a director, then we say that your father is running the company, not those who are working under your father. Those who are working under your father, they are not having the control over the affairs of the company. Only your father, if he is a director. And if your father is not the director, then he cannot control the business of the company. He is basically working on the instructions of the directors. So D number भी तो correct है sir.
Yes, sir.
तो क्या करें? What should be done?
So both C and D.
But they are asking only one, sir.
दो तो ठीक है लेकिन
Huh?
both of them are correct. But
Sir, C number we need to say wrong. Why we will say wrong? Understand. Sometimes, suppose in a firm there are losses. The loss is, suppose you all four and I, we five are the partners in a partnership firm. The loss in the firm 5 lakh. Our share is equal 1/5, 1 lakh, 1 lakh, 1 lakh. I will bear 1 lakh, but I don't have with me 1 lakh. I cannot bear 1 lakh. I can bear only 20,000. Balance I am fully kurki. So the balance loss you all need to bear, that is not in the profit sharing ratio. In case of insolvency of a partner, then the loss or profit loss is not shared in the profit sharing ratio. Because when the partner is insolvent, the balance loss to be beared by other partners, which is not in the profit sharing ratio, sir. The partners are liable for losses in a partnership in proportion to their profit sharing ratio is correct. But when this is more correct, we need to find out some mistake out of C. So some mistake means it is not always. Profits are liable, partners are liable for losses in partnership in proportion to their profit sharing ratio generally. Sometimes if a partner is insolvent, then the loss are not shared in the profit sharing ratio, sir.
yes, sir.
So for that reason, we will select D because D, there is no mistake at all. A company is run by directors on behalf of its members. The business of the company, suppose in a company, 50,000 employees are working. You will not say that 50,000 are running the company, only the directors. There is what do you say, sweeper doing sweeping. He is running the company. You can't say, sir, he is also employee. A company is run by directors on behalf of its members is 100% correct. But here sometimes this point number C may not be correct. Sometimes point number C is wrong. Because not that always the losses will be shared in the profit sharing ratio, sir. Have you
Yes, sir.
studied in class 11, 12th partnership accounting?
Yes, sir.
Anybody?
Class 12. Yes, sir.
So you have done dissolution of partnership?
Yes, sir.
In dissolution, what will happen if 2-3 partners are there and one partner is not able to bear the losses? Then what happened? He is
Yeah.
loss beared by other partners.
Yes, yes, sir.
For that reason, C cannot be correct, sir.
Mm.
I'm not saying C is wrong, but since D is a better correct than C, so we need to find out some mistake in C. And A and B are wrong only.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Ritesh, getting अशोक जी बात समझ में आ रही है? आप ये पहले पढ़े थे, ध्यान है एफए में?
यस सर।
तो वही वो सी और डी बेचारा ठीक ही बोल रहे हैं, लेकिन सी को गलत बनाना पड़ेगा कैसे ना कैसे, नहीं तो आंसर लगाएंगे कैसे?
सर ये आंसर मैंने पहले दिया था, आपको शायद पता है कि नहीं?
नहीं, आप दिए होंगे, लेकिन मैं बोल रहा हूं कि जनरली हम लोग कोई भी क्वेश्चन करने के टाइम पे ऐसा नहीं सोचेंगे सी इज द आंसर, डी दिया. व्हाई ए एंड बी इज नॉट द आंसर? यू नीड टू गो इनटू लॉजिक. सो अगर आप कमती क्वेश्चंस भी करेंगे, आपका दिमाग क्लियर होएगा. सॉल्विंग क्वेश्चंस, आपने मान लीजिए कुछ थोड़ा बहुत स्टडी किया, क्वेश्चन करने के टाइम पे स्टडी चालू है. आप क्वेश्चन में खाली आंसर एबीसीडी नहीं लगा सकते, बस पीछे से मिल गया ठीक है, नहीं होएगा ऐसे. व्हाई any point is an answer, why others is not the answer, what is wrong and all that, you need to go very detailed. जब आप क्लास में डाउट रेस करेंगे, maybe you know the answer, you understood, but still your doubt is there to understand other point. That should be the way of study. ठीक ना?
यस सर. सर F1 क्लियर हो गया है सर मेरा.
पता है मेरे को यार, फिर भी F1 क्लियर हो गया, केस स्टडी में फिर से जरूरत पड़ेगा थोड़ा बहुत. Which of the following statement best defines a statement of financial position? Statement of financial position means balance sheet. Either you say position or you say balance sheet. PL account, either you say PL account or you say statement of financial performance. Satyam or anybody, when you are doing chat, you are typing something. In the chat box, you will find below there is written to. Beside to, there is a drop down arrow. Click the drop down arrow, select everyone in the meeting and then chat. So that whatever you are writing, others can see. Otherwise, I will be only able to see, they will not be going together. We all need to be same page, so everyone. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So, which of the following statement best defines a statement of financial position? Statement of financial position means balance sheet. It is a summary of income and expenditure, PL account. It is a summary of cash receipts and payments, cash book, cash flow statement. It is a summary of assets, liability and equity at a specified date. Yes. It is a summary of assets and expense. No. Here there is no reason required because financial position means balance sheet, asset, liability, equity, income and expenditure, PL account, summary of cash receipts, payment, cash flow statement, and summary of assets, expense is nothing. These two are also there, PL account, cash flow, this is balance sheet, this is nothing. Because assets, income not recorded in together somewhere, anywhere, no. Which of the following statement best defines a statement of profit or loss? It's a summary of assets and expenses, no. It is a summary of cash receipts and payments, no. It is summary of assets, liability, equity, no. It is a summary of income and expenditure for an accounting period, PL account. That is D. Which of the following user groups is likely to require the most detailed financial information? Most detailed information, who is requiring? Management, investors, government, employee.
Management.
Why management, sir?
So because they run the company on behalf of its members.
Option B, sir.
Why B, sir?
Because the management required internal information, that is and the investors required financial information. The question is that which of the following users group is likely to require the most detailed financial information, like in
हाँ,
terms of for example, investors see information about financial, sorry, for example, balance sheet and P&L. So the option is B.
sir, detailed means what? Detailed information investor will never get, sir.
So notes to accounts along with notes.
Suppose you are the shareholder of ITC or not there. This is the information. This is not detailed, even though 436 pages. This is not detailed. You are not going into breakup of employee benefits, who are the employee, what they are doing and all that. The detailed information are not available to general public, sir. Investors, potential investors, they will never get detailed information. Government agencies will never get detailed information. Employees will never get detailed information. Only management will get detailed information. मेरे को तो सत्यम का आंसर सही लग रहा है सर. User groups is likely to require the most detailed financial information. The detailed information will be available with the management, not with the employee, not with the government, not with the investors and potential investors. Kya Ritish? Maybe I am wrong. Let's see. Because I may be wrong also. You are creating confusion in my mind.
सर आंसर ए करेक्ट है सर.
फिर भी एक बार पीछे देख लेते हैं वो लोग क्या लिख रहे हैं.
ओके.
Four number. Answer A. Management require very detailed information in order to make informed decisions with regard to operations, whether to shut down a particular product line or source new suppliers. Other parties need far less detail. Investors are interested in profitability and security of their investment. Government is interested in profit for tax purpose and sales performance in order to assess how the economy is performing. Lenders are interested in whether a business is solvent. Lenders, what वो लोग तो employee लिखा है ना last वाला. Last option they are saying employees, and here they are giving explanation for lenders. Lenders are interested in whether a business is solvent and able to repay their debt. I will say that employees are concerned whether they will be getting their salary and all that. They don't require detail. But management को तो बेचारा सब कुछ सोचना है. They require very detailed information to take their decision. Investor want profit, assets. Government agencies wants भैया profit कितना है, tax कितना है, sale कितना है. Employee wants whether they will be getting their salary or not. But management को तो चार जगह से सोचना है ना. They require more detailed information. But they have given the explanation of lenders. यहाँ पर explanation employee का होना चाहिए. Employees are concerned with their salary. So whether the company has adequate cash to pay the salary, that much information they require. But the management है उसको बेचारा को business संभालना है, decision लेना है. They require more detailed information to take informed decisions.
In case of employee, like other than salaries, sometimes employee may also see like what are the like detail, just an overview of financial statements. Like some of the shareholders are also having ESOPs, like employees. So like whenever they also want to take decision to sell it or not. So that's
But
why
still they want the information. You can say if they are having ESOP, they are becoming investor.
yes,
The investor is concerned only with the profit or the assets. They don't want to go into detail.
no,
They don't want
that's
to
why
take
in
business
general view.
decision.
Yes, sir,
Yeah.
in general view, like in for the personal use.
I mean to say that key employees, when we are saying maybe the senior level employee, junior level, operational level, we generally think that they are working in a particular department division. They want the information just for that purpose only. But the management is thinking about the whole organization, different department divisions, short term, long term, this, that, so many things. They require information in very detail so that they can take informed decision. But every other person has a particular purpose. And once they get that information, they are satisfied, that's done. That way, sir.
Yes, sir.
Since the area which we have done is there is no numericals in that area, the questions are all theoretical. Suppose I will do some questions from another material which is called 𝐏𝐡𝐨𝐐. This is IMA material. This will be available to IMA student. This cannot be given to ACCA student. But फिर भी यहाँ से एक दो क्वेश्चन करने का मन हो रहा है खोलकर. FMAA.
So CIMA students needs to do from this Kaplan material only or anything else?
Kaplan only, sir. Whatever I opened this one, sir. This is Kaplan material for CIMA ACCA same. But the CMA student
Okay,
can
sir.
do some questions from here also. Section A, General Accounting. MCQ by topic, Section A, Review. MCQ by topic. Accounting terms and definitions, recording business transactions. I think we should be selecting this only, na? 0 correct out of 17. 17 questions are there. Select from questions. अभी यहाँ पर 1 second. Select किया. Select all 17 suppose. ठीक है? All 17 questions selected. 17 are there. A reporting entity that is a business can do all of the following except. A reporting entity that is a business can do all of the following except. What they cannot do.
C.
Except means they cannot do. A reporting entity that is a business can do all of the following except. Enter into contracts, own property, make decisions through governmental agencies, provide financial statement. Why C?
So because as a business, they can enter into contracts, like they can acquire asset like owning property, they can provide financial statements like PL, balance sheet, but
why
they don't
cannot
have
do C?
they don't have authority to make decision through
Take the
governmental
government
agency.
decisions because they
Yeah.
are not the government, है ना?
Yes, sir.
Simple. Just need to check the answer. See the answer. Answer is C. They have written reporting entities make decisions through their agent. This is their officers, but not through governmental agencies. A reporting entity that is a business can enter into contracts, can own property, and can provide financial statements. But they will be taking the decisions based on their agent, but they cannot become government. Suppose 13 number. What is a cash flow? Cash flow is the total of cash received from operations during a period of time. Cash flow is the total of cash paid out of operations during a period of time. Cash flow is the total revenue minus total expenses during a period of time. Cash flow is the sum of cash receipts less the sum of cash expenditure during a period of time.
D.
Which one? Huh?
D.
Because it is not only inflow or outflow. A is B only inflow outflow. C is PL
Yes, sir.
account. So
Yes,
D, there is no confusion, है ना? Just see answer. Answer is D. Cash flow is the sum of all. I have not taught you cash flow statement preparation. That I will do later. But अभी ऐसे ही कुछ हमने बेसिक टर्मिनोलॉजी पढ़ा है अकाउंट्स में. Because first of all, तो we need to study double entry. Why there is a debit, credit, and recording the transaction. Then we can study cash flow. Cash flow is the sum of cash receipts less the sum of cash expenditure during a period. It includes cash from operating activity, investment. These are saying technical things which I have not taught. When I will be teaching cash flow statement, then I will be teaching what is operational investment financing. But we are saying all the cash receipts minus all the cash payments in a period is called cash flow statement. Just one more. A fiscal year is any 12-month period selected by a company for reporting its financial information, an accounting period of any 12 month, a year in which a company earns a profit, the same as the calendar year.
So D.
We say financial year means April to March, but what
Yes,
is
sir.
fiscal year?
So
Fiscal
same
year
as
April.
calendar.
Same as calendar, पता नहीं है मेरे को यार.
Sir, like fiscal is actually for government, like the government takes the decision.
You are sure? I'm not sure.
सर इकोनॉमिक्स में थोड़ा पढ़ा था, याद नहीं है.
अच्छा, नहीं मालूम है मेरे को यार. ये आपके बेसिस पे मैं मान रहा हूं. चलिए देखते हैं. गलत है सर. आंसर है ए. A 12-month period selected by a company for reporting any period of 12 months is a fiscal year. You take January to December, you take February to January, you take March to February, जो लेना है. Any 12 months period selected for reporting purpose is fiscal year. A fiscal year may be the same as the calendar year, but it may also be different from calendar year. Please see the correct answer explanation. A fiscal year is any 12 months period selected by a company for reporting its financial information. It is any 1 year period with a consistent ending date each year. It may be the same as a calendar year, but it may be different than a calendar year. आप जो पढ़े थे वो भी ठीक ही पढ़े थे, लेकिन ये लोग बोल रहे हैं कि फिस्कल ईयर कैलेंडर ईयर ही होना पड़ेगा, ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. एनी 12-month पीरियड विच द कंपनी हैज डिसाइडेड फॉर रिपोर्टिंग पर्पस कैन बी ट्रीटेड एज अ फिस्कल ईयर. ठीक है. अब ये नॉर्मली अकाउंटिंग का क्वेश्चन है, इट इज जनरल कॉमन सेंस, बट स्टिल they have given questions on different terminology. Here the questions are here. और भी questions है. You will not be doing the questions which are related with फंडामेंटल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स और क्वालिटेटिव कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स. आप वो नहीं करेंगे. करेंगे तो कर नहीं पाएंगे, बिकॉज आई हैव नॉट डिस्कस्ड दैट. बट अदरवाइज आप बहुत सारे तरह के क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर पाएंगे. यहां पर इन द कापलान दे हैव गिवन मे बी सम ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस व्हेन यू डू यू विल फाइंड यू हैव क्वालिटेटिव कैरेक्टर, अलग से ही लिखा है. Out of 33 questions, you can solve most of the questions. Maybe some of the questions you are not able to solve. सीमा केस स्टडी में इतना ज्यादा डिटेल्ड स्टडी जरूरी नहीं है भाई, ये समझ लेना. इफ यू वांट टू गिव केस स्टडी एग्जाम, दिस मच डिटेलिंग टेक्निकल स्टडी इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. बोलेगा क्यों नहीं? व्हेन यू यस बोलिए सर.
So what should be our, like, how we should prepare them?
देखिए, अकॉर्डिंग टू मी यू आर नॉट गिविंग एग्जाम इन February, है ना?
No, sir.
नेक्स्ट आई विल बी टीचिंग फॉर सीमा केस स्टडी बाय August.
Yes,
I will
sir.
not be teaching for me. So why not you study everything very detailed? Not
Yes,
thinking about the exam, about the practical life. So you study fully.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Ritesh will decide maybe he will be giving exam in February or not. How the institute is giving approval. I think it will be difficult for Ritesh to give exam in February. Because once you get the approval, you need to solve the assignments for E1, P1, F1. Then you are eligible for giving the case study exam. Still we are trying, Ritesh. But for case study exam, these studies are not required this way. But for knowledge in life, because we are kids, we are 12 pass out, have done anything in life, nothing. So we should be studying everything very detailed, not from the exam point of view. And why it is not required in the case study, I will be discussing tomorrow at 3:30. You both can join. You will be able to understand, भैया ये क्यों नहीं चाहिए, केस स्टडी है क्या. और मैंने बोला अगर और जल्दी जानना है कल से पहले तो आप मेरा YouTube चैनल पे जाइए, ऑपरेशनल केस स्टडी का कोई भी एक वीडियो फर्स्ट क्लास निकालिए, समझ जाएंगे कि काहे को नहीं चाहिए.
So, but do we also need to give like 2 hours a day for this OCS paper?
If you want to study, I mean to say this E1, P1, F1 and even F1 and P1 seriously, then तो you have to give 2 hours regularly ना. सर आप ये सोचिए आपकी बीकॉम वगैरह में भी ये सब है. अभी आप
Yes,
लोग का
sir.
बीकॉम
Like,
नहीं हुआ, यू आर इन द फर्स्ट ईयर, यू विल anyhow like need to have a knowledge of this to pass your बीकॉम एग्जाम. So why you take it a separate study? बीकॉम में भी काम आ जाएगा सर. अच्छा ही तो है.
हाँ, so पढ़ रहे हैं.
बीकॉम वगैरह में अकाउंट्स, कॉस्टिंग ये सब पढ़ना नहीं पड़ेगा, वो यहीं से हो जाएगा. और सीमा के लिए भी बेटर प्रिपरेशन हो जाएगा. टेक्निकली यू आर स्ट्रॉन्ग इन प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ, वेयर एवर यू विल गो यू विल बी एबल टू परफॉर्म बेटर. So take the study as a knowledge, not just giving the exam, passing the exam. That's my advice for you both. अशोक जी के लिए अलग बात है, अशोक जी नहीं दे रहे हैं एग्जाम फरवरी में, उनका मर्जी है, लेकिन उनको देना चाहिए था. बोलेगा सर मेरा P1 हुआ ही नहीं, कब होएगा, आपकी मर्जी है सर. बिकॉज 1.5 से 2 महीना से ज्यादा नहीं चाहिए, डेली 2 घंटा करके पढ़ेंगे, 40 से 45 दिन में P1 खत्म, एग्जाम देके फिनिश, थोड़ी ना कुछ करना है और यार। बट अगर फरवरी में नहीं दे रहे, आई विल नॉट बी टीचिंग सीमा की स्टडी फॉर मी, आई विल बी टीचिंग ऑपरेशनल की स्टडी फॉर August. So if we are not giving exam for CIMA की study in February, we will be giving in August. तो ये बढ़िया से पढ़ते हैं. Why to think about exam and all that? Let's study properly.
So which one of the topic is having like major application in
P1,
OCS?
more P1, not F1.
P1.
The P1 more budgeting, costing, variance analysis, those things are more important in your case study as compared to F1. So these
E1
things
is
are
also not E1 is also not that important.
even जनरल है भैया, एम्प्लॉय लोग को मोटिवेट कैसे करेंगे, एम्प्लॉय,
Ethics. Yes.
हाँ सिंपल बात है यार वो, that does not require any bookish study. In P1 F1 also there are some areas, non-current assets accounting, depreciation, revaluation and all that. वो बाद में आएंगे, अभी नहीं, that will we will be doing after 4-5 classes. अभी कैसे करें, पहले डबल एंट्री समझे तो सही. One thing more, in the next class Thursday I am not there in Kolkata. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 days I am not there. I will be going Wednesday morning 10 o'clock and I will be returning Saturday night around 10 o'clock. तो इसीलिए अभी जो थर्सडे है वो क्लास नहीं है, ये वाला जो मंडे थर्सडे वाला है. और सीमा की स्टडी का क्लास कल तो है ही है, नेक्स्ट क्लास हम लोग वैसे भी सैटरडे नहीं कर पाएंगे. आई विल टेल टुमारो. सो वी विल नॉट हैव क्लास दिस वीक ऑन थर्सडे, वी विल हैव क्लास नेक्स्ट वीक स्ट्रेट अवे ऑन मंडे, बिकॉज 4 days के लिए मैं बाहर जा रहा हूँ. दिस इज नॉट ऑफिशियल ट्रिप, पर्सनल ट्रिप सर. 4 दिन के लिए बाहर जा रहे हैं, सॉरी यार. ठीक है
Okay, sir.
सर कल क्या टाइम है क्लास का?
3:30 सर, सेम टाइम.
Sir,
What is the time?
3:30. So 3:30 or
Sir,
3
I'm
for
unable
Monday
to
and
join
Thursday?
because I have
Sorry, the battery was out. I changed the battery. Now everything is fine. So I'm saying that those who are not giving CIMA case study exam in February, study the subject for knowledge purpose, not for thinking of exam giving and all that. और अगर फरवरी में एग्जाम दे रहे हैं तो ये क्लासेस मंडे थर्सडे आने का जरूरत ही नहीं है. यू जस्ट अटेंड द केस स्टडी क्लासेस, आई विल मेक यू पास, नो प्रॉब्लम. सम एक्स्ट्रा स्टडी नीड टू बी डन, दैट कैन बी डन. लेकिन अभी थर्सडे क्लास नहीं है बिकॉज आई एम नॉट देयर. दिस मंडे थर्सडे क्लास इज नेक्स्ट मंडे बिकॉज 4 days आई एम गोइंग आउट. And tomorrow we will have CIMA case study class. If somebody is not able to attend, it is a free live class on YouTube. It will be uploaded on YouTube once the class is over. ये वाला क्लास भी YouTube पे अपलोडेड है ऑलरेडी, अभी बंद होगा, YouTube पे है ऑलरेडी. ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
Meeting with you in the next week if you are not attending the tomorrow class.
सर
Yes sir, बोलिए सर.
सर नेक्स्ट लेक्चर P1 का होगा या नॉर्मल F1 का ही आप करोगे?
अभी ये वाला को थोड़ा सा एकदम रिदम में डबल एंट्री जाना पड़ेगा. एक बार शुरू का 2-3 क्लास ये F1 ही चलेगा सर, नहीं तो रिदम ब्रेक हो जाएगा, फिर आप लोगों को समझ में नहीं आएगा. एक बार डबल एंट्री करा देते हैं, डबल एंट्री कराने के बाद P1 में जाएंगे. ठीक है.
ओके
Sir,
सर.
and what about E1? E1 कब पढ़ेंगे?
E1 का क्लास यू कैन डू रिकॉर्डिंग, बट अभी नहीं स्टार्ट करिए, अभी पहले इसको थोड़ा होने दीजिए. व्हेन यू विल गेट सम रिदम, सम एक्स्ट्रा टाइम, यू विल से देन आई विल गिव यू द E1 क्लासेस
Okay, sir.
which is business organization and economics.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Let's first of all finish this, then do the E1 classes. हाँ
सर
हाँ
सर मैं 2-3 लेक्चर्स के बाद ही ज्वाइन करूँ, एज लाइक मेरे को तो P1 देना पड़ेगा एनी हाउ.
हाँ, क्यों ज्वाइन करेंगे यार. एटलीस्ट नेक्स्ट वीक मंडे तो मत ज्वाइन करिए, वो होने दीजिए तो मैं बता दूंगा, है ना, कितना मैं करा पाता हूँ. देन आई विल बी एबल टू से. मेरे को लगता है मंडे थर्सडे मेरे को दोनों दिन ही F1 कराना पड़ेगा, फिर P1 में आऊंगा, मेरे को जितना बुद्धि लग रहा है.
ओके सर, तो मैं नेक्स्ट वीक आपको एक टेक्स्ट करता हूँ, आप सिर्फ
Yes,
बता
sir.
दें.
मैं बता दूंगा सर, ये मेरा स्टाफ नहीं बता पाएगा, मेरे से ही पूछना पड़ेगा. ठीक है.
ओके
हाँ
सर.
ठीक है. ओके.